Good evening, welcome to Solent Sports Radio. We've got coverage of both Champions League first round ties tonight, as well as a bunch of other games. I have 4 lovely panellists in the studio with me today. Tom will be keeping us updated on Liverpool's game against Real Madrid at Anfield. Frankfurt-Napoli is being covered by Callum. We also have coverage of 2 EFL games. And James has Norwich hosting Birmingham in a championship matchup. And Ryan's watching over the Plymouth-Cheltenham game as they face off in the EFL Trophy knockout stage. We also have a bunch of our lads out watching over some of the non-league games tonight, so we'll have them update you in due course throughout the evening. Right, let's get into it then. Tom, what can you tell us about the game happening at Anfield?
It's a Champions League round of 16 first leg. These two teams obviously met in the final last May, where Madrid just won a 1-0. Liverpool are unchanged from their 2-0 win over Newcastle at the weekend. We have Alisson in goal, a back four Trent Alexander-Arnold, Gomez, Van Dijk and Andrew Robertson. A midfield 3 of Fabinho, Stefan Bajcetic and Jordan Henderson. And up front we have Salah, Gakpo and Darwin Núñez. Real Madrid make 2 changes from their last game, with Benzema and Camavinga coming into the side. Courtois is between the sticks. We have Carvajal, Militao, Rudiger and Alaba as a back four. Modric, Ceballos and Camavinga in the midfield, and Valverde, Vinicius Jr and Benzema up top. Both teams haven't been in the best of form this season, with Liverpool currently sitting 8th in the Premier League, while Madrid also trailed Barcelona by 8 points in the Liga. Klopp spoke yesterday and said that the 2 back-to-back wins may help Liverpool tonight.
Result-wise, we're in a similar situation directly after the World Cup break, I think, with the 2 wins. Look like, oh, now we are there, so we have to prove that point. But it looks different, and we feel it, and we see it. It helps the mood massively, and from here we have to go.
Kick-off is in 28 minutes.
Right, so the next game we have is Frankfurt-Napoli. Callum, what can you tell me about that game, mate?
Well, the Italian leaders have stormed Serie A this season by going 15 points clear at the weekend of their nearest challengers, Inter Milan. They have also topped a Champions League group of Liverpool, Ajax and Rangers to meet Frankfurt in the last 16. Frankfurt finished behind Spurs to become second in Group D, pipping Sporting and Marseille to a knockout spot on the final day of the group action. The reigning Europa League champions are enjoying their first ever Champions League campaign and currently sit 6th in the Bundesliga, 5 points off Bayern Munich at the top of the league. Kvaratskhelia has 26 goals and assists in all competitions this season. Victor Osimhen has 23 goals and an assist in all competitions this season. And then the French striker for Frankfurt, Kolo Muani, has 29 goals and assists in all competitions this season after coming off an impressive World Cup. The 2 lineups, Frankfurt have Kevin Trapp in goal, a back 3 of Tuta, Jakic and even Ndicka. And then the 4 in midfield is Buta, Kamada, Sau and Philippe Max on the left. The 3 up top is Jesper Lundstrom, Mario Götze and Kolo Muani. Napoli come in with a 4-3-3. Moret in goal. They've got Di Lorenzo at right back. They've got Amir at centre back, Kim Min-jae at centre back as well, and Olivier on the left. Frank Ngisa, Lokbetega, Zielinski and Lozano on the right as well, and then the 2 main people up top is Kvaratskhelia and Victor Osimhen, and that's what I've got to say.
Some absolute nightmare names to pronounce in there. So next we've got Norwich-Birmingham. James, what can you tell me about that game, mate?
Tonight, we'll see playoff chasers Norwich City host strugglers Birmingham City at Carrow Road. Norwich City manager David Wagner has already confirmed after last match that they will be without top goal scorer Josh Sargent after he suffered an ankle ligament injury against Wigan. The hosts have already had a disappointing February so far, having only collected 4 points out of an available 12. However, a win here for the Canaries could see them level on points with 6th place Sunderland. The 3 points up for grabs would also be massively helpful for Birmingham at the other end of the table, as a win here for the Blues could see them 10 points clear of the drop. Norwich City remain with their 4-4-1-1 formation, but Ida comes in for Sargent. Pukki remains out due to a calf injury. Birmingham go with their trusty 5-3-2, with no Deeney on the bench and Chong coming in up front.
Right, Ryan, what can you tell us about Plymouth-Cheltenham tonight?
Yeah, so over in the semi-final of the Papa John's Trophy, Plymouth Argyle are flying high second in League One against a struggling Cheltenham competing in the same division, but at the opposite end of the table in 19th place. Both sides boast managers fairly new to the scene, only having managed 118 games combined. The Pilgrims will be looking to make home advantage count and go to Wembley for the third time in their history. Meanwhile, Cheltenham will make it their second. For the lineup today, we go relatively unchanged for Plymouth side, with Burton in goal replacing the injured Michael Cooper. At the back there, we've got Bolton, Wilson and Galloway, with Edwards on the wing-back position, as well as Miller. In the midfield, we go with Butcher, Houghton and Mayer, and up front, we've got Ennis and Finazaz. Meanwhile, for Cheltenham, we look at Southwood in goal, with Jackson, Captain Long and Raglan at the back, with Ferry and Bonds playing the wing-back position, Perry, Sercombe and Bruin in the midfield, and Keener and star striker May up front.
Ahead of their game against Maidstone United, BBC Radio Solent's Ian Wilding spoke to the Eastleigh boss Lee Bradbury ahead of tonight's game.
Looking at the Maidstone game, obviously the defeat in the FA Trophy 10 days ago, but how much do you think the players will have perhaps learned from that, maybe given them a kick up the backside that, it's never going to be a walk in the park against anybody in the National League?
Yeah, exactly that. I think the new caretaker manager, George Elokobi's come in and done a good job there and sort of turned him round. I watched their last game against Oldham and they were probably the better side. And it's not just a tick in the box that everyone thinks it is, as shown in the FA Trophy game. So, that hurt us. Obviously, we had 10 men for majority of the game for 65 minutes, whatever it was. So it didn't allow us to show us a true account of ourselves, and hopefully we can go there tonight and do that. Probably three teams fighting for the last position at the moment, and I've looked at the run of games we have and what they have, and but it's a waste of time, to be honest, because anyone could beat anyone in this league, and that's the message I've been saying to the players, that if you start getting complacent, then as we showed against Maidstone, anyone could beat anyone.
It's the quarter-final of the Southampton Senior Cup between Handball and Brockenhurst. Both teams are in the same league, the Wessex Premier League, and we've got Sam Barnett live from the Abbey Stadium. Sam, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
What can you tell us about the game? What are the lineups? What can you tell us about the game, mate?
Well, both sides seem unchanged from their last game. Both sides also on losing streaks currently. Both sides having lost, funny enough, both of their last two games. It's quite a frosty night here in Handball. Both sides are desperately looking for a win and to advance in the competition. But I think slightly Handball the favourites, considering Brockenhurst currently are mid-table in the Wessex League, while Handball find themselves 7th.
Thank you very much, mate. We'll go to Swansea Stoke. We've got Barnaby there live, I believe. Barnaby, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, welcome to Swansea.com stadium, where it is 12th versus 19th in this midweek fixture. Both teams are in poor form at the moment, with Russell Martin believed to potentially be out if results don't go his way tonight. 3 changes for Swansea, with Whittaker, Cooper and Sorinola coming in, and 2 changes for Stoke, seeing Keanu Hoover and Dwight Gale coming in. Interestingly, Stoke's best player this season, Lewis Baker, with 6 goals and 5 assists, is on the bench.
Thank you very much. Jack, we've got Jack at Dorking versus Torquay. Jack, you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here at Meadowbank Stadium, where Torquay have travelled up to Dorking Wanderers for the National League tie this evening. Both sides are at the bottom of the table, so it's a huge 6-pointer for both sides. Mark White, who is in charge of Dorking, are winless in 7 league games and are desperate for a win in 2023. However, Torquay have had good fortunes of their own, with their last 2 victories coming in the last 2 games, an impressive 2-1 victory against Barnet on Saturday at Plainmoor Stadium. So this can be a real crack on a cold night in Surrey.
Sweet, sounds like a good game. We have Reese at Salisbury Highworth. Reese, you there?
Hi Finn, yeah, I'm here at the Raymax Stadium in Salisbury. It's Wiltshire, and we've got regional cup competition tonight in the Wiltshire Premier Shield. None of these teams have ever won it before. Salisbury won it in their old state. Their predecessors did. Salisbury City, Salisbury FC have never. So with League Two's Swindon Town awaits the winners here. Salisbury have only won 1 game out of 7 in the 2023 calendar year. So it's a cold night. Let's hope their form can heat up with the win tonight.
Perfect. We have Luke at Farnborough Weymouth. Luke, can you hear me?
Yes, mate, I can hear you. I'm sat here at the Easy As HGV Stadium. We've just had the lineups confirmed to us. The players have just finished training, and 11th place Farnborough will take on relegation battling Weymouth, who sit 23rd in the table. But they could go out of the drop zone tonight if they pick up 3 crucial points against Farnborough.
Sweet, perfect. And we have Josh at Maidenhead Yeovil. Josh, you there?
Yes, I'm here at York Road, where tension is rising as we near kick-off now. 17th place Maidenhead United host 19th place Yeovil Town. It's a huge relegation battle. And even though neither side are actually in the relegation zone at the moment, both are in huge danger of the drop come May. Both sides have put out a strong lineup. It's from England and Fulham Youth International. Zico Sale starting for Maidenhead, whilst League Two winner Lawson Daff starts for Yeovil Town. But unfortunately, the last 4 fixtures between these two sides have ended in a draw. So if you're hoping for a huge goal mouth win, I don't think you'll be looking successful here.
Perfect. Well, we've heard from all the guys around the grounds following the non-league games. I believe we have the Norwich-Birmingham game starting first. James, how long have we got until kick-off?
Yes, so it's 3 minutes till kick-off here at Carrow Road. 3 minutes till kick-off.
Right, so we'll be keeping you updated on that game as it kicks off. So if we go back to Tom, if we're happy to talk about the Real Madrid-Liverpool game. Liverpool have been struggling recently, up until recently, I should say, with a few wins on the bounce. They look like they're coming back with the return of Van Dijk, etc. How do you think this is going to fare out?
Well, as we know, the last couple of seasons, Liverpool-Real Madrid's never been a really good game for Liverpool. You know, they've always been in on the losing side. But like you say, I think the return of Van Dijk and Jota and Firmino might help Liverpool. Obviously, Anfield night, Champions League night at Anfield, and the outside was bouncing by the looks of it, and the inside's just the same. So hopefully the Kop end can spur Liverpool on a bit, and they can take an advantage to the Bernabeu.
Feels like a bit of a revenge game for Liverpool after the Champions League final last year. Callum, Napoli are flying at the moment. Can you tell me more about that game if possible?
Well, yeah, Napoli are flying. As I mentioned earlier, they are 15 points clear, and any challenger near them is far away with Inter Milan, and they're not really having a good season either. But you've got 2 of the best probably attacking talents in the world right now with Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian, and the man from Georgia, Kvaratskhelia. They've both combined got nearly more than 60 goal contributions between them this season. So they are the 2 to watch out for. But you've also got Frankfurt, who are, for them, not a massive club, but they won the Europa League last season, and they actually only are 5 points off the top, which there's a bit of a 4-5 teams in it for the title race in the Bundesliga. But the man to look out for is Kolo Muan, who's got 29 goals and assists this season, both more than the 2 Napoli boys. So I can see there being goals, but I can also it seems like a tight, cagey affair.
Yeah, definitely. Just reading that, I didn't actually realise that Victor Osimhen was doing so well. I know he's linked to a move away potentially. I know Manchester United have been interested in him for a very long time. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. If we go to Ryan, we want to talk more about the Plymouth-Cheltenham Cup tie. What more can you tell me about that game, mate?
Yeah, so I think it's important to mention that in the past 4 meetings between these two sides, Plymouth have won each time, keeping 3 clean sheets in each of them. However, the last time they played was just over a month ago, with the game finishing 4-2. It is the Papa John's Trophy, and sometimes you'll see sides put out weaker outfits, but being so close to the final, it's nice to see both sides going with their full strength 11.
Definitely, and I know Plymouth beat Portsmouth a few weeks ago, so good luck to them tonight. The games, so we've got Norwich Birmingham should have just kicked off now. Apparently not. We've got Liverpool, Real Madrid, Frankfurt, Napoli, and Plymouth, Cheltenham underway soon, and we'll obviously keep you updated on the games in the non-leagues all coming through. Just to remind you, we've got Swansea, Stoke being covered. We have Hamble, Brockenhurst, Dorking, Torquay, Salisbury, Highworth, Farnborough, Weymouth, Maidenhead, Yeovil, and Pooltown and Churosity. I think that's how you say it. If we quickly, I think the main talking point of tonight is Liverpool, Real Madrid. With all due respect, obviously had the Champions League final last year, which proved to be a pretty boring game, I thought, when watching it. But we'll see how tonight goes. It's the first leg, so if they can maybe take it back to the Bernabeu and see how they get on. I believe we're having difficulties with the Norwich Birmingham game, but I'm sure we can keep you updated on the score anyway. We will go back again, if you don't mind, to Liverpool, Real Madrid. I think that's what most people want to hear about. Tom, what can you tell me about Real Madrid this time round? Take the attention away from Liverpool for a second.
Well, I think Real Madrid, a bit like Liverpool, maybe not as bad, but haven't been on a good form recently. We knew Barcelona's struggles and whatever, and they currently sit 8 points behind Barcelona. I think a couple of injuries to key players, Benzema, Kroos, Ferland Mendy, the left back, probably hasn't helped, just like it hasn't helped Liverpool with big player injuries. But I think Real Madrid will feel confident. I think the knowing that they've beaten Liverpool over the last couple of years. 2 in finals. We played them during COVID-19 in the Champions League, so they'll probably feel confident in that aspect. But when they last came to Anfield, there was no fans, so they haven't really experienced that Anfield crowd yet. And we all know what special nights can happen at Anfield. Just look at the Barcelona when they turned it around from 3-0 down to 4-3 on aggregate and went through to the final and eventually went on to win it. So it'll be an interesting matchup, I think, but we'll see what happens.
Certainly, the Anfield crowd is something to take into consideration. You hear the best managers that have managed in the game talk about that crowd all the time, so it clearly has an effect. It's not to say Real Madrid's crowd isn't good. It's just to say Liverpool have something special there. At the moment, I believe there's no goals have been scored anywhere in any of the games. So we'll keep you updated on that. Obviously, the Championship games have just kicked off. So Blackburn, Blackpool, Millwall, Burnley, Norwich, Birmingham, Rotherham, Sunderland, and Swansea and Stoke, all 0-0, have just kicked off. If we, for a second, go again back to Frankfurt, Napoli, Callum, just while there's nothing going on at the moment, so you can just talk to us a bit more about that game if you don't mind.
Well, yeah, I think the Frankfurt lineup is very interesting because it's got one of the heroes from the 2014 World Cup, Mario Götze, and he's kind of trying to find life within football again with moving clubs to club. He's been to Dortmund, I think he went from Frankfurt to Dortmund again, but then he's back at Frankfurt now, and it seems like he will be trying to feed that French striker Moan, and with his 29 goals and assists this season, and they're obviously not the favourites, but I feel like they will think they were a very, very good chance against probably a team that think Napoli could probably go deep in this competition.
Definitely. Ryan, I've been made aware you're a Plymouth fan, so what would it mean for Plymouth to get to the final of this competition?
Oh, well, I'm sure we all know that the Papa John's Trophy is by far one of the biggest country competitions in the country, let alone the world. But most teams don't really care too much until you get to this stage. There is one man I do want to highlight coming from the Cheltenham side, and that is Mr. Aidan Keener, who signed for us in January and is coming off 18. Signed for them in January, is coming off 18 goals in 21 games in Ireland from Sligo Rovers.
Definitely, as a Saints fan, I know how it feels to win that trophy. It means a lot. It means a lot. We have a goal, I believe, in the Swansea game. If we can go to Barnaby quickly, that would be perfect. Barnaby, what's happened?
Yeah, it's 1-0 Swansea here. 2 minutes in, Morgan Whittaker with the goal. Starts initially with a cross in from a free kick from Ryan Manning. It's played back into the centre of the pitch where Nathan Wood got a brilliant ball in, fantastically brought down by Morgan Whittaker, who was recalled from his loan spell at Plymouth Argyle in January and was linked to a move at Rangers. But it was a wonderful goal, brilliant finish, and 1-0 Swansea here.
Perfect. So, and we've also got Sam. Sam's covering the Hamble Brockenhurst game. Sam, what have you got for us?
Well, it's the perfect start for Hamble, as they've just scored from a corner only 3 minutes into the game. Hamble instantly came on the press as soon as kickoff happened. They won themselves a corner, and it was a lovely backheaded poster. Lovely hit at the back post by James Johnson. 1-0 Hamble.
2 early goals in 2 of the games. That's ideal. Whittaker scored for Swansea. Scored in the second minute. We're 8 minutes away from the Champions League games kicking off. If I can just find them for a second. If we quickly go to Liverpool Real Madrid again, if you don't mind, Tom, have you got anything else for us? Anything else to share?
Not much at the moment. I think the atmosphere's still building. There's still people piling into the stadiums. I can still see quite a few empty seats around, which is unlike Anfield, so you just got to assume that the people just are late getting in. But I think it'll be a good game tonight. We'll see. We'll see who goes more attacking, and see who goes more defensive. Only 7 minutes till kick-off now, so we'll see.
James, talk to us about Norwich Birmingham. We seem to be back up and running with that game. What can you tell me?
Norwich on top here at Carrow Road. Daniel Weeder just had half a chance, but John Ruddy got down well to save it. But Norwich have definitely been on top, and Birmingham need to sort themselves out here.
Definitely. And back to the Liverpool Real Madrid thing, I saw the other night that the Liverpool fans were setting off fireworks outside the Real Madrid hotel. We've seen that happen a few times. Just not needed in today's game, I don't think. Especially if they found the wrong hotel, then they've wasted a bunch of perfectly good fireworks. Tom, talk to me. What's your take? What's your take on that sort of thing?
I don't know. I don't think it does too much damage. I don't know about you, but I've always slept through fireworks. So as long as they don't wake up, then it's no issue really. But it's all just part of the build up to the game, I suppose. They've come to Liverpool. That Liverpool looking for revenge, like you said earlier, and so it's just a little bit of a distraction technique of what the fans can do. But yeah, not long now. 5 minutes. Liverpool in their red stripe, and Real Madrid all in their white stripe of the game.
Yeah, it's weird that you'd think it would give added motivation for the Real Madrid players being woken up in the middle of the night to then go to Liverpool tomorrow and smash them. We'll quickly nip back to Frankfurt, Napoli, if you don't mind. Callum, what have you got to say?
Well, I just wanted to discuss a bit about this French striker with Coleman, who's got 29 goals and assists. I think it's quite impressive to do it at a club that aren't really achieving much with this season. Yeah, they are 5 points off the top, but they're probably not going to challenge the Bundesliga this season with the likes of Borussia Dortmund, Union Berlin, and Bayern Munich. But I think it's quite impressive. I saw him at the World Cup. I thought he was quite good when he came off the bench a few times with 2 goals off the bench in a World Cup where his nation got to the final, and maybe if they played him a bit more, they could have got over the line in the end. So yeah, that's all I have to say at the moment. Back to you.
We have an update from Jack at Dorking Torquay. Jack, you there?
Hello, yes, there's been a goal at Dorking Wanderers where James, their top goal scorer, has made it 17 for the campaign with a lovely move that's finished off by their talisman. One of the Dorking players cut in from the right hand side and put it on the plate for the number 11, who swept into the far corner. Before that, hadn't been really loads been going on, but it was a fast start from Mark Whiteside, and that's what he desperately needs to try and get a win under his belt.
Thank you very much for that. So Dorking taking the lead. We have Josh on the line again. Josh at Maidenhead versus Yeovil. Josh, you there?
Yes, we're just near the 10-minute mark, and Maidenhead cannot believe they're not ahead at the moment. Strong penalty shouts in the third minute were waved away by referee Richard Watkins. But they kept the pressure on. A ball fired across the face of the goal was only found by the boot of the goalkeeper of Grant Smith for Yeovil. For Charlie Adams fired a vicious volley just wide of the post. Nearing 10 minutes here, still 0-0.
Thank you very much. And we've also got Luke. Luke's at Farnborough Weymouth. Luke, what have you got for me, mate?
Well, it's been all Farnborough so far in this game. It was a corner for Farnborough. Ball got crossed in. The first attempt from a Farnborough player hit the post, rebounded back out to Ollie Robinson, and he tapped it in for an easy goal. It's 1-0 Farnborough, putting Weymouth still in relegation troubles.
Perfect. So some more goals, some more early goals. At least we've got some entertaining games. The Champions League is 3 minutes away from kickoff. Tom, is that stadium looking more full now?
Yeah, stadium's now packed. Both teams are in the tunnel. Liverpool look really focused. Real Madrid players going up, hugging people from their same country and whatever. Just a couple of the Brazilians just hugging in the tunnel, which I don't agree with, but there we go. Jordan Henderson looking straight down out into the pitch. Mascot's holding all the players' hands, and so kickoff is 2 minutes away.
Huge game there at Anfield. If we quickly talk about that game, so Liverpool, with Van Dijk returning, I think has been the main change in their turn of form. Joe Gomez has come under heavy criticism recently without playing with Van Dijk. Matip's obviously dropped to the bench, and with Núñez and Gakpo finally firing. Tom, do you think that this is a serious chance for Darwin Núñez to finally cement his name in Liverpool fans' books?
Well, I think most Liverpool fans adore Núñez. I think the chaos he causes and his movement. He's not been firing in terms of goals or as many goals as people would have thought he should get, but. He's settling in. He's a foreign player. He didn't speak the language. He's come to a new country, and it takes time. So for the heavy price tag, I think maybe people were a bit too harsh. But teams are just lining up now. National anthem's about to play. Champions League anthem's about to play, and kickoff is a minute away.
The national anthem. So we'll go to Ryan, who's obviously covering Plymouth Cheltenham. Ryan, what have you got for me?
As the teams are walking out here, I only have one thing to say, and that's hearing about Whittaker scoring a goal. I will forever hate Swansea for taking him away when he didn't want to go, and that's all.
Yeah, that is, well, Whittaker, it's still 1-0 between Swansea and Stoke. We have no further updates from the non-league games that our lads are around the country covering. Just more Liverpool Real Madrid talk. Cody Gakpo as well. I know he was linked with a move away before the Champions League, linked with the likes of Southampton and Leeds. And obviously he's come under quite a bit of criticism, not firing immediately for Liverpool. But he seems to have a few goals now. Seems to be a little bit more confident. Do you think he was worth the money? Good signing?
I think so. I think we also snatched him away from Man United, which also which also helps. But I think Van Dijk had a massive influence, and when he came into the team, Van Dijk was injured, and Van Dijk comes back and he scores both the games scores in both the games that Van Dijk's come back. So obviously Virgil has a huge impact on him, and he can look up to him and support him, and hopefully more goals tonight and coming in the future.
It's the Virgil van Dijk effect. What happens when you get players from Southampton? If we go again to Ryan, who's covering Plymouth Cheltenham. Ryan, what have you got for me?
I've only got one thing to say, and it speaks wonders for Plymouth people, but they're holding up a Wembley sign with Wembley misspelled. So that's all I've got to say there.
Don't hold themselves in great light. It will be huge for obviously either Plymouth or Cheltenham to get to Wembley. I think it's a great competition, the EFL Trophy. It gives lower teams a chance to get to Wembley and win a trophy, because nowadays the FA Cup and the EFL Cup are won by your Cities, your Uniteds, your Liverpools, your Chelseas. So it's always good to see, even if they're spelling the destination's name wrong. We still don't have any updates from any of the games. I have a few with regards to other games. Barnet have taken the lead against Altrincham. Smith has scored in the 14th minute. And Gateshead are 1-0 up against Oldham. Hogan has scored an own goal. That's all I've got for you so far. I believe that the Liverpool, Real Madrid, Frankfurt, Napoli games have kicked off. They've kicked off. So if we quickly go back to you, Callum, for the Frankfurt Napoli game. Obviously, I'm assuming it's just kicked off. Has anything happened so far you can tell us?
Well, about 45 seconds in, and yeah, that's just Napoli holding the ball at the back at the moment. Thinking about just trying to break them down at the moment. But yeah, comfortable on the ball at the moment. So.
James, Norwich, Birmingham, anything happened there so far?
Norwich actually had another chance with Nunes, who's come in for Pukki over the last two games, getting close. It's just a really good build-up play with Norwich. Daniel Eder slipping him through, and yeah, just wide of the post, but Norwich dominating here. Still goalless after 15 minutes.
Still goalless in that game. We will go to you, Tom. Liverpool, Real Madrid. Anything happened so far? I know the game's only just kicked off, but we have no other news around the ground, so might as well keep you updated on what's happening there.
Just about kicked off. We just had a minute's silence. Real Madrid have kick off. They're shooting from left to right. So Liverpool will be shooting towards the Kop end second half, which is always perfect. So I will come back with you more updates when something's happened.
I will double check to see if anything else has happened. I believe that Stoke have scored and equalised against Swansea. Although we'll try and get Barnaby to come back in and tell us what's happened there. Barnaby, you there?
Hello. Yes, it is. It's now Stoke 1, Swansea 1. Swansea's lead only lasting a matter of about 10 minutes. Corner brought in. Swansea couldn't defend it at all. Bounced it around the box. And 28 and captain Josh Laurent got on the end of it to score. Another poor goal conceded by Swansea. That's one of many so far this season.
Thank you very much for that. I think I saw the goal before he did. Well, that's at least how it felt. I think, just another update. Dagenham and Redbridge have taken the lead against Aldershot. If there's any Dagenham and Redbridge fans out there, Balanta has scored in the 15th minute. So if we go back to you, Ryan, can you tell us anything about the Plymouth game? Anything going on?
Yeah, so it's very back and forth for the moment. I would like to highlight one other player from the Cheltenham side, and that is Ryan Broom, who was one of Argyle's star players last season whilst on loan from Peterborough. He's lining up for Cheltenham tonight, and he looks good so far, but it's very Route 1 football so far.
I can imagine that's a really entertaining game, Plymouth, Cheltenham, scrappy lower league game. Doesn't get really much better than that. So if we will nip back to Liverpool, Real Madrid. That's what everyone wants to hear about. So, Tom, what can you tell us about that game? What's happened so far?
Well, I think Liverpool started the brighter side, the pressing from the front three. We got Nunez on the left, and Gakpo seems to be going down the middle, passing it around the back, pressing good from Liverpool. Just had a chance there. Jordan Henderson slipped through Gakpo, but he just lost his footing. Nunez wasn't on the end of it. Still 0-0, 2.5 minutes gone.
We hopefully should be. We'll let you know when we've got some more news from around the grounds. Just to remind you again, if you weren't already aware, we've got coverage of Swansea, Stoke, Dorking, Torquay, Salisbury, Highworth, Hamble, Brockenhurst, Farnborough, Weymouth, Maidenhead, Yeovil, and Poole Town, Touristy. I've been told to go to Ryan. Ryan, what's happened at the Plymouth ground?
So just 4 minutes in so far, we've now got a corner. We just missed a chance after going close. Corner in, header. Oh, back away. Mikael Miller looks good so far after recovering from injury, and that's all for me now.
We have Reese. Reese is at Salisbury Highworth. Reese, you there? I think we've lost him, but we have a goal elsewhere. Tom, what's happened? What's happened at Anfield?
Brilliant goal from Liverpool. Stefan Bajtacic winning the ball back in midfield, plays it out to Henderson, who finds the overlapping Trent on the right-hand side, plays a great ball in, and Nunez with a backheel flick past Courtois, sticks it in the back of the Liverpool net. 3.5 minutes in, 1-0 Liverpool.
1-0 to Liverpool. So clearly those fireworks worked. We're going to try and take you back to Reese. We just had a technical difficulty. Just to remind you, Reese is at Salisbury Highworth. Reese, can you hear me?
Hello, Finn. I can hear you. Can you hear me now?
I can, mate. I can.
Sorry about that. Yeah, 14 minutes played here at the Raymax Stadium, and it's 1-0 Salisbury. A very poor back pass from one of the Highworth defenders put Devon Arnold through on goal. It just took one step over him to bait the keeper into diving, and he rolled it smoothly into the back of the net. About 16 minutes played now, but the goal time was the 14th minute. 1-0 Salisbury, and it looks like it could stay this way for the rest of the night. They've been relentless so far.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, Reese. We have Luke. Luke is at Farnborough, Weymouth. Luke, what can you tell me? What's going on?
Hi, mate. Since the first goal, Weymouth have really taken control of the game. Farnborough have had very little chances since. Weymouth had a shot cleared off the line by Oyanuga, Farnborough player, and they've had free kicks down the end, down towards the Farnborough goal. It's been a very physical match since, and Weymouth do look like they want to get an equaliser.
Thank you very much, Luke. Barnaby's at Swansea Stoke. Barnaby, what you got for me?
Well, it's 2-1 Stoke now. Another goal for Josh Lauren. And initially a poor clearance from goalkeeper Andy Fisher. Eventually makes its way to Lauren, who has a clear shot at goal from 25 yards out, and keeper Andy Fisher has no chance. Stoke can turn this one around.
Thank you very much. We also have another update from Sam. Sam's at Hamble, Brockenhurst. Sam, what have you got for me, mate?
Yeah, not too much. It's been quite a dominant game by Hamble so far. Currently just stopped the game at the moment due to a head injury by one of the Hamble players. But Brockenhurst players doing a lot of mistakes in the midfield, which Hamble are punishing them. Honestly, right now, it could be 2 or 3-0. Hamble will be a bit annoyed to not finish some of their chances. Still 1-0 Hamble.
Perfect. So, just to remind you, Liverpool have taken the lead against Real Madrid. If we go to the other Champions League game, Frankfurt-Napoli, Callum, what have you got for me? What's happened so far?
Well, as you would expect as the home side, Frankfurt have started the brighter of the side. Kolo Muanu's, again, 29 goals and assists. He's had 2 chances, but one just went wide, and then one was pretty comfortable for the keeper. But yeah, that's all that's happened at the moment. Napoli controlling the possession, but the chances have fell to Frankfurt at the moment.
I saw a hand. I'm not letting you get away with it, Tom. What did you think happened? What's going on in that game?
It's all Liverpool, Finn. They're just controlling the ball, passing it around the back. Stefan Bajtatic, the 18-year-old, is coming up against some of the best midfielders in the world in this Real Madrid team, and he's making it look easy, to be honest. But Fabinho just ran through then, went down in the box, calls for a penalty from the Liverpool fans, but not much of a protest from Fabinho. Still 1-0.
Just quickly, how old is that Bajcetic? Because he's 18 years old, playing against as you said, some of the best, most experienced midfielders in the world. I can see a Ballon d'Or winner in there. If we quickly go to you, Callum, at Frankfurt, Napoli, I saw your finger. What's going on there?
Yeah, no. Frankfurt on the attack again, and not a great challenge from the right back from Napoli, which is Di Lorenzo, the captain today. Not a great challenge, and now a very, very dangerous free kick for Frankfurt inside 10 minutes.
Thank you very much. We have Josh. Josh is covering Farnborough, Weymouth. Josh, can you hear me? What have you got for me?
I wish I was covering Farnborough Weymouth because I believe there's been a goal there, but I'm actually at Maidenhead Yeovil, and we've just had the best chance of the game where Jordan Young fired just over the bar from just outside the area. That gave Yeovil a corner, and as we speak, Maidenhead are on the break. They're running into the box. The cross goes in. Unfortunately, the attack breaks down. Still, just after the 20-minute mark, still 0-0.
Yeah, that's my bad. I read that completely wrong. Josh is covering Maidenhead Yeovil. Luke is covering Farnborough Weymouth. So if we go to you, James, Norwich Birmingham, looks like nothing's happened. But, there might be some Norwich Birmingham fans out there that want to know what's going on.
Yeah, nothing really happening here, Finn. Norwich are on top. They just had half a chance again with Nunes again from a Sarah cross. He should have put it on target, but it was just wide. Still goalless here after 26 minutes. Norwich will hope, that they can get a goal soon, as Birmingham are 18th in the league. So, Norwich fans perhaps a bit disappointed with the start so far, but 0-0, Finn.
Callum, what's going on in the Frankfurt Napoli game? Talk to me.
A disgusting challenge. Look, he's just gone to the back of him for absolutely no reason. Having Lozano, I've never seen a small guy have so much strength from doing a shoulder barge. But there's a chance for Frankfurt, ball in, and it is disappointing.
Disappointing. I mean, Lozano, linked with a move to the Premier League. If he's, if he performs tonight, he may land that move. If we nip to Plymouth Cheltenham again, Ryan, what can you tell me what's happening in that game?
Yeah, so we're in the first 11 minutes, and it's been mostly Plymouth on top. But we just saw a 25-yard attempt from Cheltenham that, honestly, the home park is an 18,000-seater stadium. It's quite high. But that ball has gone miles to the Mars. So, not a lot so far. And still 0-0.
We have an update around the grounds. Sam is covering Hamble Brockenhurst. Please tell me I've got that right. Sam, you there?
Yep, don't worry, that is the game. Brockenhurst have just equalised. There was a free kick to Brockenhurst. The ball was headed out, and it was an absolutely lovely finish from their number 8 into the bottom left corner. Hamble will be scratching their heads. And actually, currently, Brockenhurst are on the counter. And just missed chance. It's 1-1 here.
1-1 in that game. We have an update from Frankfurt Napoli. Callum, we're straight back to you again. What's happened?
It seems like you keep coming to me. It's put a lot of pressure. But VAR. It's not a good week for VAR still. Probably Frankfurt should have had a pen. Colin Mayang brought down. He's practically a knuckle sandwich, really. But no, not even checked by VAR, and it obviously wasn't given by the referee.
Yeah, controversial VAR, very controversial. I've never been a fan of it personally, but it's you're never a fan of VAR until you need it, until there's a challenge or a decision that doesn't go your way. And you feel, with VAR, we could have won that game, maybe won a trophy, Still not salty about the Carabao Cup final against Manchester United a few years ago at all.
Goal.
We have a goal. We have a goal at Norwich. Birmingham, finally something interesting has happened at that game. James, what's happened?
Well, I was just saying Norwich fans would be disappointed with the start as they've been 0-0 for 26 minutes and Birmingham have come toe-to-toe. But Núñez, he's had a few chances in this game already, but it's an absolutely sensational goal and the Norwich fans are going mental and rightfully so, Finn. 1-0 Norwich.
1-0 to the Canaries. Tom, what is happening in the Liverpool-Real Madrid game?
This is a great game, Finn. Bajcetic, since I said he's been doing well, actually hasn't been doing that great. He's been giving the ball away a couple of times, so I probably jinxed him there. But just gave the ball away on the edge of the box. Rodrigo had a shot blocked by Van Dijk. Left winger Núñez, which I'm still not a fan of him playing left wing, but that's fine. Track back, was blocked in the corner. Spun the Real Madrid player, found Gakpo in the middle, who then laid it off to Salah, and Salah just ran into the box and put the ball just inches wide of the right post. Still 1-0, but great game.
Finally, the games are starting to get more spicy. Just to update you on the scores on the doors. So Frankfurt Napoli is still 0-0. Liverpool are obviously 1-0 up against Real Madrid. We just heard from Tom there. Blackburn Rovers are drawing with Blackpool 0-0. As Millwall Burnley is also goalless. Norwich obviously 1-0 up against Birmingham. Rotherham 1-0 up against Sunderland. And Stoke 2-1 up against Swansea. We'll try and get an update for you on that as soon as possible. With regards to the other games, it's still 0-0. Plymouth-Cheltenham. Ryan, what has happened in that game? Anything at all?
They're on the attack right now. They passed. Oh, hold on. Danger. Strike on goal. Oh, good block. Yeah, all I will say is our reserve goalkeeper Callum Burton's in net for this game after our starter's been injured, and he is looking a bit shaky so far. A few passes to the full-backs have just gone out for throw-ins, and he'll be making player fans nervous right about now.
Still goalless in that game. We have a goal, I believe, at Anfield. Tom, can you tell us what's happening at Anfield, mate?
Real Madrid are all over the place. Henderson just slipped in the middle of the park, gave it to Camavinga. He picked up the ball. He then slipped in the middle of the pitch, and Henderson picked it back up off him. Played the ball into Gakpo. Gakpo, heavy touch, fell to Carvajal. Carvajal played it back to Courtois. Looked like an all-okay ball. It was bouncing a little bit. And Courtois just couldn't control it. And Salah was right there. Just poked it into the back of the net. Great awareness from Salah to be there. 2-0 Liverpool inside 15 minutes. The Anfield crowd is obviously doing bits for them.
Just seen that, yeah. Courtois has had an absolute stinker. If we go back to Luke. Luke's at Farnborough-Weymouth. I believe I've got that game right. Luke, what's going on?
Yes, mate, we've just had another goal for Farnborough. It is now 2-0 to Farnborough. Freddie Grant scored on a half volley just inside the box. The keeper stood no chance. It was a wonderful effort. 2-0 Farnborough. Weymouth have lost their intensity since, and it looked like it could be an easy night for the home team.
Thank you very much, Luke. We've got Barnaby at Swansea Stoke. I believe there's an update and potentially a goal. Barnaby, what can you tell me?
Well, it's all heating up here. 2 big chances for Swansea, including 2 shots on target from main man Joel Piroe. Maybe not as best as the season as it was last, but 2 big opportunities for the man who scored 11 goals this season. Also, Russell Martin has made a substitution just now for Swansea, with Harry Darling coming off for Olivier and Cham. It is believed that it is believed to be a tactical substitution, bringing on an attacker for a defender.
Thank you very much, Barnaby. So, as you would have heard, Liverpool now 2-0 up against Real Madrid. Courtois, in the best way I can describe it, has had an absolute nightmare miscontrolling the ball, and Salah's poked it past him to make it 2. If we quickly, if you don't mind, we'll come back to you, Callum. Frankfurt, Napoli. Anything else happening in that game?
It's just a lot of. Oh, there's been a trap. Jesus. Napoli have had a saved. I think King J just had a trap saved it. Pretty comfortable in the end, but that's their first chance coming from a set piece. But just a lot of a turnover in possession from both teams. But I would still say Frankfurt look the more dangerous.
We have a goal in the Blackburn Rovers Blackpool game. Blackburn Rovers have taken the lead. I can't remember whether Rotherham Sunderland was 0-0 before, but it's 1-0 Rotherham now. And all the rest of the games are 0-0 happening on in the EFL, obviously apart from Swansea Stoke, which we just heard from. If we quickly go back to Liverpool Real Madrid, Tom, just tell us a bit more about that goal. You were watching the game. How could you describe it to those who are listening?
Well, just a simple mistake from Courtois, really. I think the pitch seems to be a bit wet. I don't know. People seem to be slipping. The ball seems to be miscontrolled from a lot of these players. But you just touch it and clear it as a goalkeeper. You don't want to be hanging around, especially if you've got Salah waiting right in front of you. It's not ideal. But he just received the ball Courtois, and was meted by massive cheers from the Liverpool fans when he actually managed to successfully. But Real Madrid are in here, but no, Cross couldn't find Benzema. But Nunez, again, doing great defensive work, getting back, blocking crosses in. Alaba crossed the ball in to literally no one was in there, not even Benzema was hanging in there. So Real Madrid getting a bit more of the ball, but they don't really look like scoring, really.
Yeah, Thibaut Courtois, the former Chelsea man, making not his first appearance at Anfield. Obviously, as I previously mentioned, the fireworks clearly have worked, and Thibaut Courtois is struggling from less sleep. If we nip back to Plymouth Cheltenham, if you don't mind, Ryan, what can you tell me about that game?
Yeah, I think it's fair to say why Cheltenham are so far down the league, and the only way I can describe that chance is Plymouth should be 1-0 down. They've had a simple 2-on-1 chance against the goalkeeper, passed it across goal, and somehow skewed the pass behind the player by about 6 yards. So, yeah, going backwards as I thought.
We have an update from Josh. Josh is at Maidenhead Yeovil. I think I've got it this time. Josh, what can you tell us?
Yes, so the game has really opened up here, both Yeovil and Maidenhead. Thinking everything they've got it here. Unfortunately, no goals yet, but what it has done is really energised the crowd, who are giving everything. Both sets of fans are really yelling at the top of their voices at anything that could potentially be a chance. Maidenhead probably went closest. Emil Aqua went one-on-one through to the Yeovil goalkeeper, Grant Smith. Unfortunately, he saw his shot blocked by the outstretched boot. So still 0-0 after the half-hour mark, but it's looking closer and closer like there might be a goal.
Thank you very much for that, Josh. We've got more updates from around the grounds. We're going to go to Jack first. Jack's at Dorking, Torquay. Jack, what can you tell me?
Hello, yes. So there's been a massive couple chances for Torquays for Tope Fadashu, who had 2 goal opportunities. First coming from a long free kick. Aaron Jarvis has headed it across the back goal, and he's about 8 yards out and goal at mercy, and he's miskicked it and it's gone out for a goal kick. Second one was from a 25-yard free kick, gone through the wall, great save from Dan Lincoln. It's come back out to him and he's put it wide again. Torquay really grown back into this game after a fast start from Dorking Wanderers. Still 1-0 Dorking.
Thank you very much, Jack. We have Reese back on the line. He's at Salisbury Highworth. Reese, can you hear me there?
I am, yeah, very loud at the moment at the Romac. There's been no goals to report back to you, but a very, very big first half substitution. Sorry, there was almost a goal chance there. First half substitution. Toby Ugandega was taken off with an injury. He was limping off the pitch. Huge worry for Salisbury. He's one of their best central defenders. Sort of the glue at the back at the moment for them. So for him to go off injured, not ideal at all.
Thank you very much, Reese. I believe we have a goal, Tom. I know it pains you, but you're going to have to tell us what has happened at Anfield.
Yeah, so Real Madrid getting a bit more control in the game, passing it around the back. Nunez again still getting back and doing his defensive duties, but they just found some space on the left-hand side here, Madrid, and I think it was Alaba that played the ball into Vinicius. 3 Liverpool players in front of him, but before he's done anything, he's taken a touch and just placed it straight past Alisson into the far right corner. It's a great finish from the young Brazilian. 2-1.
What a game that is turning out to be. We have another goal. This time it's at Norwich, Birmingham. James, what can you tell us about that game?
Yeah, 2-0 Norwich now. It's Nunes' second of the evening. He's had a bunch of chances, to be fair to him, but it was just a cross from McLean, and it was pitch perfect. Nunes couldn't miss, and it's his second of the evening. 2-0 Norwich.
2-0 to the Canaries. If we just update you on some of the other fixtures, I believe we have an update at the Plymouth ground. Ryan, what's going on there?
Yeah, so our left back Brendan Galloway has just gone through and nutmegged 2 players in a row, and then been taken out by the Cheltenham player, and it should have been a penalty, but clearly no VAR in this league, so I say all 4 VAR, bring it into all 4 top 4 leagues.
There you go, there's some favour for VAR. Always, it's a 50-50 one, because, it's painful when it's against you, but when it's for you, you can't really complain. I think the problems are people controlling VAR, to be perfectly honest, not VAR itself. If we go to Frankfurt, Napoli, Callum, what's the crack with that game so far?
Well, Napoli are coming in a bit more. You can see why they are top of the league by 15 points now. But Frankfurt still holding that threat the other way. With if Conor Moang didn't slip, I think he was through on goal and probably would have buried it. But with 25 minutes on the clock, still 0-0.
Tom, what's going on with Liverpool, Real Madrid? Obviously, Real Madrid just back in the game. Has the mood changed? Have Liverpool started keeping the ball? What's happened?
Yeah, well, as you join me, Vinicius is now 1-on-1 with Van Dijk. Gomez is getting back. Benzema's rushing forward. Gomez clears it away. Yeah, it looks like Real Madrid have woken up a little bit here, keeping more of the ball. A few sloppy passes still from them, especially in midfield from people like Modric, who you'd at least expect to be doing that. But yeah. Liverpool, it's a great game. 3 goals in, just approaching the 25-minute mark.
The return of Virgil van Dijk has been massive for Liverpool. Definitely one of the benefits of the season. We have another update, I believe, from Plymouth. Ryan, what's happened?
Yeah, so it's another corner been taken right now, and I just have a stat here for you. And in the last 15 minutes, it has been 80% possession for Plymouth, with all 10 Cheltenham players just sitting back. They're all on top right now, and I can see a goal coming very soon.
If we quickly, James, what do you have for us with regards to Norwich, Birmingham approaching half time, 5 minutes away from the halfway point? It's still 2-0 Norwich. Have you got any further updates for us?
Still 2-0 Norwich. Ida actually came close with an effort, but it was flagged off for offside. Norwich in control here. I can already say it looks like they're going to come away with all 3 points. I'd be very surprised if Birmingham can make a comeback here, but who knows? It's 4 minutes till half-time here. Still 2-0 Norwich.
Norwich seem to be picking up better form. We have an update from the Liverpool game at Anfield. Tom, what can you tell us about that?
I don't know how Liverpool have not scored there. Henderson received a great ball from Trent, a nice 3-ball split in the defence. Henderson then just had to find Salah, who was on the edge of the 6-yard box. Salah turned, shot, saved by Courtois, shot again, blocked on the line. Fell to Nunes, he shot, it was blocked on the line, and Real Madrid get it away. 25 minutes gone, 2-1 Liverpool.
Still 2-1 Liverpool. We have an update from Josh at Maidenhead versus Yeovil. Got that right for a second time in a row. Josh, what have you got for us?
I've got a goal for you. Maidenhead have taken the lead here in the 41st minute. The corner swung in from the left flank and was headed in by Maidenhead's own Sam Barrett, the number 7, to send the home crowd into absolute raptures. It's eased tensions here, but both sides know the game is not over by any means. So in the 41st minute, Maidenhead 1, Yeovil 0.
We finally have a game. I finally have a goal, in that game. I'm going to double check the scores for you around the grounds. Still in League 2, goalless between every single side, as well as League 1. Obviously, goalless between Plymouth and Cheltenham. If we quickly go back to you, Tom, what's going on at Anfield?
David Alaba's just picked up an injury, I believe. I don't know what he's done. He's holding the back of his thigh, but he's coming off for Nacho Fernandez is coming on. So maybe Liverpool will be licking their lips even more at the fact that their defence have got slightly weaker. 2-1 still to Liverpool.
If we quickly now go to Carrow Road again, James, what have you got for us at that game?
Almost free. Finn is getting a little bit embarrassing. Ida really should have scored. He raced through in on goal, but John Ruddy just got something on it just to deny Ida for a corner. Still 2-0 here, but Norwich really on top.
We have an update as well from Jack, who's at Dorking Torquay. Jack, can you hear me? We are unable to reach Jack right now. We've also got Reese, who's at Salisbury Highworth. Reese, you there?
I am, Finn. It's a big goal. It's a well-deserved second goal for Salisbury here on the 40th minute, just before the end of the first half.
We seem to have lost Reese, but I believe we have Jack back. Jack's at Dorking Torquay. Jack, are you there?
Yes, I am this time. Sorry, audio problems there, but massive chance for Dorking Wanderers there. Matt Briggs has sped past Dean Moxey, the veteran left back, and he's fizzing a delicious cross off the artificial surface, which has found Seb Berman, who's ran onto it, but he just put his effort over the trees and out of the ground, which really good chance for Mark White's team to double their lead. Should be 2-0 Dorking, but it remains only 1.
I believe we have Reese back to give us a little bit more on Salisbury Highworth. Reese, you there?
Yeah, apologies, Finn. I'm here. Yeah, a well-deserved second goal for Salisbury today, just before the end of the first half. 40 minutes played, and it was a lovely effort from outside of the box from Tomlinson. Landed on the penalty spot, and it was there for Suki Lee to tap into the bottom left-hand corner. Very well deserved, as I said. Salisbury has definitely been the better side so far, as they should be. They are a couple tiers higher in the football pyramid. But yeah, a really good performance from Salisbury. Not really anything done wrong so far. Solid start to the first half.
Thank you very much, Reese. We got there in the end. Got updates from both of those guys. If we go to you, Callum, still covering the Frankfurt-Napoli game, we will quickly intervene first and go to Plymouth-Cheltenham because we have an update. Ryan, what can you tell us?
30 minutes in, it's just... Oh, wait, chance. Oh! Sorry. It's off the post there. I have not seen a lower line from Cheltenham or any side all season. It looks like they're trying to take advantage of the rules, and if you didn't know already, after 90 minutes, you go straight to penalties.
Now, if we come to you, Callum, Frankfurt and Napoli edging towards half-time. I think you've just gone past the half an hour mark. What can you tell us about that game so far?
Yeah, it's quite a stalemate at the moment. It's poor. It's turned into a real just nothing game at the moment, where it's just going to stay in the midfield. But Napoli do look the better side at the moment in possession, but then again, no teams are really creating at the moment.
So it is still goalless in that game, just half an hour gone. Approaching half an hour is Liverpool Real Madrid. Tom, what can you tell me about the game going on at Anfield?
Well, I think Robertson's going to have a run for his money as a left back, because Nunez is getting back every time and covering that left hand side. You can't see Robertson anywhere. Real Madrid just had a corner. Modric played it in. It found the back post of Vinicius Junior. Did a similar shot, but he just slipped as he shot. Good strong left hand from Alisson. Benzema wasn't quite there for the follow up. Nunez again. I just cleared it out there. I think as well. Nunez still 2-1. Half an hour just gone.
I believe there's been a goal at Home Park. Ryan, what can you tell us about the Plymouth-Cheltenham game?
And it's 1-0 for the Pilgrims. Surprisingly, in his 20th game of the year, it is Danny Mayer to score his first goal from the header. It's not the first man I expect to score a header, being at 5'10", but finally he scores his first goal of the year, 1-0.
1-0 to Plymouth, 32 minutes gone. If we quickly go back to Plymouth. We seem to have something going on. It's all going on at Home Park. Ryan, what else has just happened?
This is ridiculous. There's no VAR, as you know, in these stadiums, and 2 minutes after the goal has been given and awarded, they've gone back and cancelled it, apparently due to obstruction from the man on the line when he's nowhere near the goalkeeper. So, back to 0-0.
Jesus. Well, that's what you get with lower league football. Anything can happen. Maybe VAR should be stuck into those lower leagues. If we quickly nip to Carrow Road, Norwich, Birmingham, edging half time. James, what do you have for us?
Yeah, it's actually half time now. There was just half a chance for Norwich, believe it or not again. It was a cross from right back Max Aarons, but it just Birmingham just managed to clear it. But yeah, that was just before half time. But Norwich, they should see this game through now in the second half, and Birmingham need to pick it up. But yeah, half time here at Carrow Road.
We have an update from Sam, who's at Handball Brockenhurst. Sam, you there?
Yep, it's just gone half-time here down at the Abbey. It's currently 1-1 between Handball and Brockenhurst. Actually been a fantastic game, to be honest. Both sides have been quite into it since the Brockenhurst goal. Handball have had some close chances. Brockenhurst both had some close chances. I reckon it'll be a cracking second half down here on the south coast.
Thank you very much. I believe a lot of the games are coming into half-time now. Obviously, the Champions League games are still live. We have an update from Frankfurt, Napoli. Callum, what have you got for me?
We've got a pen. It's Lozano on the right-hand side. He gets played in. He's through on goal. It hits the post. And then Victor Osimhen, the Nigerian, he comes out to collect the ball, and it's a stupid challenge from Puta, the right back, and he literally just kicks him, and it's a definite penalty, and it's didn't even have to go to VAR, so the referee gave that one. Oh, but there is a penalty check. What a surprise with VAR.
We will come back to Callum when we've got something. Is a penalty? The penalty is about to be taken. My bad. We'll go back to you now.
Number 77. Kvaratskhelia. Oh, it's saved. It's saved by Kevin Trapp. Unbelievable save. Nearly going top. Well, not top corner, about middle of the goal on the left hand side. But unbelievable save from Kevin Trapp, the German keeper.
It remains 0-0. We have updates around the grounds. We've got a bunch of updates, so we'll go to Luke first, who's at Farnborough, Weymouth. Luke, what have you got for me?
Well, it's just gone half-time. The teams have just gone down the tunnel, and it's safe to say that Bobby Wilkinson, the Weymouth manager, will be having words with his side during this break. They've looked out of it ever since Farnborough scored their second goal, and they're going to need a minor miracle to get back into this game so far. They've just looked down and out since, and I don't see any way back for them.
Thank you very much for half-time at that game. We have another update from Josh. Josh is definitely at Maidenhead, Yeovil. Josh, what have you got for me?
The half-time whistle has just gone here. It's been a topsy-turvy half with both sides looking like they're going to score. It is Maidenhead who goes into the break in the lead thanks to that 41st minute Sam Barrett header from the corner. Tensions are high for the second half, and I won't be surprised if there are more goals in this. At the moment, Maidenhead are 4 points clear of their rivals in the current table. Who knows what will happen come at full time.
Thank you very much. I'll just have to quickly send you to Anfield. I believe there's been another goal. What a crazy game. Tom, what can you tell me?
I can't believe that. It's the Liverpool goalkeeper this time that's made a mistake. Ball played through from, I believe it was Modric to Vinicius Jr., but Gomez met it, played it nice and calmly back to Alisson, who all he had to do, again, was just boot up the pitch, and he's booted it straight at Vinicius, and it's just hit off Vinicius and gone straight into the back of the net. Gives Karius 2019 vibes from the final. Just booted it straight off to his feet. It's gone straight into the net. Cannot believe it. 2-2. About 10 minutes till half time.
What a game that is turning out to be. We have an update from Jack, who's at Dorking Torquay. It's a tongue twister. Jack, what have you got for me?
Hello, yes, wow. So it's half time here, but there was a goal minutes before the interval. Matt Jarvis has whipped in a delicious shot from across his body into the top left hand corner, which nestled into the net, which allowed the visitors to be on level terms at half time. 1-1, just what Gary Johnson's men needed at the interval after a cagey match in this relegation fixture.
Thank you very much for that update. We do have another update from Home Park. Ryan, what can you tell me? What's happening in the Plymouth game?
Yeah, so moments after the disallowed goal, there's actually tensions flaring from both sets of fans toward this referee at the moment, with both sets of fans chanting some sort of way against him. Looks like he's not having the best performance this game. Even after it's gone their way, they're still not for him right now.
So if we quickly take a second to talk about that Real Madrid-Liverpool game. I mean, 2-2 in the first half, only 30, 36, 37, 38 minutes gone in that game. Still 0-0, obviously, between Frankfurt and Napoli, having that penalty saved. Since we had to cut you off quite quickly, Callum, do you mind talking to us a bit more about that chance? What happened?
Well, obviously, before the pen, it was... we're through it. Osman 1-0. Osman 1-0, yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, Osman 1-0. It's Herman Lozano. He gets free on the right-hand side. It's the first time the deep block hasn't been in place after and he's gone into the crowd. What a surprise. Yeah, it's a really good goal. Herman Lozano on this right-hand side. A pinpoint ball, low and hard, and it's an easy tap-in for Osman, and that's another goal of the season for him. That's number 24 now of goals and assists. But yeah, very, very good goal. And Napoli, could you say it deserved? It's onside, but yeah, probably deserved in the end at the moment because they've turned out to have been the better side.
So 1-0 to Napoli. We were just talking about Osimhen just as the game started, obviously linked with a move away. He's one of the top strikers in Europe at the moment. He scored in the 40th minute. I have updates from the games that have hit half-time. I can tell you that Blackburn are 1-0 up against Blackpool. This is in the Championship. Millwall goalless with Burnley at half-time. Norwich, obviously, we have coverage from James, is 2-0 up. That is at half-time as well. Rotherham are beating Sunderland 1-0 at half-time. And Stoke are beating Swansea at the Liberty Stadium at half-time. Also in League 1 and League 2, all games are still goalless. Fleetwood, Cambridge, Morecambe, Port Vale, Grimsby, Harrogate, Hartlepool, Newport, Rochdale, Stockport and Walsall Crew are all 0-0. We have another goal. The game's starting to get more interesting at Frankfurt, Napoli. Callum, what can you tell me?
We thought we had another goal. It has been given offside. And it is offside. It is offside in the end. It was the same combination again, having Lozano on this right-hand side, broke free. But it was offside in the end, offside. So still 1-0.
Still 1-0. Osimhen again just ripping it up. If we go to Home Park, Ryan, what can you tell me? What's happening at the Plymouth game?
Yeah, so there's been a lot going on in the past minute. Argyle had a penalty shout, and on the replay, it looks like the referee's made a mistake again. After a shot comes cannoning from outside the box, a player has his hand in the air, raises it, and it smacks right against it, but no call given. And just afterwards, the Cheltenham goalkeeper forced a good save. So it could be 2-3-0 by now, but still 0-0.
Still 0-0 in that game. Who we haven't heard from in a while is Tom. Tom, what's going on at Anfield? Still 2-2, I believe. Tom, what's happening?
Well, the Liverpool fans have gone dead quiet. You can't see a single scarf being waved or a chant. You can just hear the travelling Madrid fans in the corner chanting their Spanish songs. Both teams have settled down a bit. They're probably both having a even share the ball. Vinicius is just on the edge, but Stefan Bajcetic has just been amazing tonight. I know he's given the ball away a couple of times, but he's just clearing up everything in that midfield. And for an 18-year-old, he doesn't look out of place one bit. But the front three, not really. Salah's not seen much of the ball. Nunez has not really seen much of it. He's probably done more defensive work than attacking work so far. 5 minutes to half time, 2-2.
We have an update, I believe, from Barnaby, who is at Swansea Stoke. Barnaby, you there? Can you hear me?
Well, Barnaby's not here, but George is here because Barnaby's run to the toilet.
Right, are you able to give us any update?
Yes, I can give you an update because the referee has blown his half-time whistle. It's been first half has been action-packed right from the get-go. Morgan Whittaker scoring with inside 2 minutes, but Stoke responded quickly. 2 quick-fire goals from their captain, Josh Lorrett, means they take a 2-1 lead into half-time. A lot of the Swansea fans quite frustrated, naturally, with the score at half-time. The game's gone the way most Swansea games have gone this season. They're dominating the possession. They lead the championship for possession this season, but they're struggling to turn that into goals. Stoke have been more clinical and have had the better chances. The way this game's going, I could see it being another 5-1 like it was the last time Mia Barnaby came here for Swansea versus Fulham last season.
Thank you very much, George. Obviously, Barnaby not available because he's in the toilet. Reese, we'll come to you. You're obviously at the Salisbury Highworth game. What have you got for me?
Thank you, Finn. Yeah, not in the toilet personally, but this game has been brilliant so far. It's been very end-to-end. Salisbury very much in the driver's seat. Still 2-0 at half-time. There was about 30 seconds of injury time, which just shows how well the referee has let the game flow. And I genuinely think that it's really paid off. There's been a few harsh tackles, but the referee very lenient tonight, and the players are enjoying it. The Salisbury players definitely enjoying it more. Thank you very much, guys. And I'll come back to you when the second half kicks off.
Thank you very much, Reese. We have a special guest in the studio, one of our social media team. What's going on upstairs? What's happening?
Yeah, it was pretty mental at the start. There seems to be loads of goals in non-league. Poole Town are 2-0 up at home to Truro. Dorking Wanderers are drawing 1-1 at home to Torquay United. But it seems like it's all going off at Anfield, really. Liverpool taking that early 2-0 lead, and then Alisson copying Courtois with a blunder of his own. I don't really know what's going on with the goalkeepers. These two are meant to be the two best in the world, and we've seen two absolute howlers from both of them.
We have. It seems we've picked the perfect day and the perfect games because it all seems to be kicking off. We'll go from left to right. We'll go back to Plymouth. If we come to you, Ryan, what's happening at Home Park?
Another 2 shots that should have gone in. It could honestly be about 5-0 by now, but Plymouth aren't finishing, and at this rate, if they don't start scoring, Cheltenham could nick one.
It seems like Plymouth are missing a striker, or at least someone to convert their chances. If now we go to Frankfurt, Napoli, Callum, what have you got for me? What's going on in that game?
Oh, it's all Napoli now since the goal. They got one chalked off offside, but that man up top, the Nigerian Osman, he's a pleasure to watch at the moment. He's running the game, he's linking up play as well, bringing in the two wingers, especially Lozano. Lozano's been pretty impressive, and I can see another one coming very, very soon, but we are about 10 seconds from half-time.
And we'll come to you again, Tom, at Anfield. What is going on at Liverpool, Real Madrid?
Liverpool just won a free kick about 25-30 yards out. It was a handball by Valverde. Trent and Salah just standing over this. I think he'll do pretty well to get it up and down and into the goal past Courtois. But we're about a minute till half-time. Come back to me when free kick's been taken.
So Trent with a free kick, or if someone else wants to take it, I'm not in charge. If we update you on some of the other games, I believe all of them are still at half-time. Obviously, the Champions League games, as they kicked off a bit later, and Plymouth-Cheltenham is at the 45-minute mark. We have some results from the National League that are all at half-time. That I can tell you about. Barnet are 2-1 up against Altrincham. Chesterfield are 1-0 down against Wealdstone. Dagenham and Redbridge are 1-0 up against Aldershot. I'm going to quickly intervene. I'll carry on with the update in a second and send you to Anfield for that free kick. Did anything come of that free kick, Tom? What's happened?
No, Trent kicked it straight at Courtois, but then Courtois just thrown it all the way to the halfway line out to Valverde, who's then played a through ball into Vinicius Jr. And Rodrigo's found himself in the middle, but Robertson just sticks a foot out and takes it away from a goal. It's a great last-ditch tackle or interception from Robertson. It's probably just stopped maybe Jurgen Klopp's team top. But Modric takes a corner now for Madrid, plays it in, clears away. Salah's got the ball on the edge of the box and runs away with it. 2-2, 2 minutes to go till half-time.
It's been one hell of a first half at Anfield. A lot happening. Andy Robertson seems to be a consistent performer for Liverpool, even though they've been struggling recently. I believe that half-time has hit at Frankfurt Napoli. Callum, could you give me a little update at half-time? I know obviously Napoli are 1-0 up. It should have or could have been 2-0 if it wasn't chalked off for offside. Osimhen's obviously running that game. Tell me a bit about the game, mate. What's been going on?
Well, for about 20-25 minutes, I thought Frankfurt held their own. I thought they were countering quite well. They were disrupting the leaders of Syria. But after that, it was pretty. Napoli were keeping the ball. They were dictating play in the middle of the park. Then Osman's bullied them three centre backs. He won the penalty, which obviously wasn't taken by him and was missed. But then he got his goal from Hervings Lozano, just breaking down on this right hand side. And people say it was a tap-in, but the movement created that goal, and it was pretty much copycat for the disallowed goal. But he went just too early for that one. So Napoli comfortably at the moment, but still only 1-0.
1-0 in that game. When we reach half-time, I'll send you to Anfield, but quickly I'll run through the results. Still in the National League, Dorking are level with Torquay. We've obviously got that game covered. Halifax are 1-0 down to Solihull Moors. Gateshead are 1-0 up against Oldham Athletic. Maidenhead are 1-0 up against Yeovil. Maidstone are 1-0 down against the Spitfires. Eastleigh, Notts County are 2-0 up against Southend. Woking are 2-1 up against Bromley. Wrexham are 1-0 up against Scunthorpe. And York City are drawing 1-0 with Boreham Wood. If we go to you, James, tell us a bit about the game quickly at Norwich Birmingham. Still at half-time, 2-0 Norwich, sorry. What can you tell me?
It's back underway now, only 2 minutes in, but Birmingham have made a change at half-time. They brought off Bakuna, he was on the yellow card. They brought on Lukas Jukovic, an attacking change for Birmingham. They've now got 3 forwards on the pitch, so they're clearly trying to get back in this game, but 2-0 Norwich as it stands.
We have an update from Evan now, who's taken over from Luke at Farnborough Weymouth, I believe. Evan, you there?
Yep, I'm here. The second half has just kicked off. Weymouth have made an attacking sub, bringing on number 7 Matt Buse to see if they can get their way back into the game. They remain 2-0 down, but they're on the front foot coming into the half.
I thought that when I looked over, I was like, Luke looks different. If we go quickly to Tom, because I believe it's half-time at Anfield, can you give us a half-time debrief? I know the game has been unbelievable. You've potentially been given the best game out of all of these, but what can you tell me about the game that's been going on at Anfield?
Yeah, what a first half. 4 goals in 45 minutes. It's a classic Champions League game. Madrid and Liverpool, once Madrid got that second, both teams just settled down. Liverpool had a chance or two. There was that free kick from Trent, and obviously then that chance that Rodrigo could have had at the other end. It was clear from Robertson. But great first half of football, very enjoyable. Not very good for either sets of fans, but probably very good for the neutral.
Definitely. So I believe it is half-time at every single game that we are covering. Obviously, Norwich-Birmingham is back underway. If I come back to you, Callum, for a second, if you don't mind, let's just talk for a second about Victor Osimhen. I mean, he, as it's written here down, he has 23 goals and assists in all competitions this season. He's been linked with a move away. He's obviously scored in this game. He should have had another potentially. Him and Lozano are linking up unbelievably. Just talk to me a bit about him specifically. And do you see him potentially getting a move anywhere, potentially going anywhere, any Premier League sides that need a striker?
I think it's quite tough to say he's going to move because he's at probably the best team in Italy at the moment. So it's tough to say he's going to move, but money does talk, and most Premier League clubs have the most money around the world. And I think if you look at if you're a United fan, I think if you're looking at potentially one of the best strikers in the world, I think he does a hell of a job in terms of their progression as a club since Erik ten Hag's come in. But that won't be the only striker they're going to look at. But City, they're probably done with Haaland. Arsenal, injuries to Jesus maybe, but I don't know who's going to pay the money because he was bought for €80 million, so they're going to at least want to make a little bit of money for that. And the fee that's being touted around is 130 million euros, and I can't see many clubs going that high. And probably you are looking at Man United, as they love to throw money around willy-nilly. But is it going to be different under the new ownership if they get that in? So, yeah, he's a wonderful striker. He's been absolutely phenomenal today. But, yeah, we'll see if he can continue this great form and get that move away from the Serie A.
Definitely. I mean, Manchester United, I know, have been looking at a few. As you know, Erik ten Hag has taken over. I think. Trying to think. Obviously, got Weghorst. It's another difficult name to pronounce. Got him from Burnley. He's come in, and it looks like they're trying to get him to walk the ball into the net. Ivan Toney, I think, would be a good fit for Manchester United if he doesn't get caught up in his betting charges. Allegedly, I must say, allegedly. We've got an update from Josh, who just got a triple check, is definitely at Maidenhead Yeovil. Josh, what have you got for me at that game?
You're right, I'm here at York Road, and around the 52nd minute mark, Yeovil are pushing hard for that equaliser. Across from about 30 yards out from the left flank, somehow managed to dip on top of a crossbar, with the home keeper, Alexis Andre Jr., very, very worried. Maidenhead haven't let off the gas though, and it is turning into a really feisty affair. Still 1-0 to Maidenhead, but Yeovil are pushing hard.
Yeovil going for that game, trying to get that goal back. Finally, there has been a goal in League 1 and League 2. Morecambe have taken the lead against Port Vale. They are the only club in League 1 and League 2 to have scored a goal so far today. All the rest are 0-0. I believe the game's back underway. Around any others? No. Yeah, just Norwich, Birmingham. So in that case, we'll swing over to you, James. Anything happened in the 6 or so minutes that have played since the game's restarted?
Well, there was actually a stoppage of play briefly. Norwich's Max Aarons, who's had a really good game so far, to be fair. He was just down for a couple minutes with a head injury, but he's got bandages around his head now, ready to play. Goal! There's been a goal, actually. There's been a goal. Birmingham have scored. They've got one back. 2-1 now. I'm just waiting for the goal scorer. I've actually missed that.
There's been a goal, but for who?
Come back to me, Finn, when I put more details on that, but there has been a goal.
I will. Unaware of the goal scorer at that game, but Birmingham have got a goal back. It's weird you mentioned Max Aarons. Was always, I thought, destined for a move to the Premier League after they got relegated, but for some reason he stuck with them. So, I mean, fair play to him. It's a similar situation to Ismail Assar at Watford. He seems to still be there. We've got an update. We have that goal scorer, I believe. James, who scored it?
Yeah, it was Maxime Collin, the fullback for Birmingham. Decent goal, to be fair. Game on now is anyone's game. I said before, I said at half-time, I thought Norwich were home and dry, but game on. 2-1 Norwich.
Still 2-1 to the Canaries, but Birmingham find themselves back in the game. Half-time still everywhere else. Burnley have a goal they've scored against Millwall. I'll try and keep you updated on those scores. I'm just sort of looking every now and again. Burnley absolutely flying. Ashley Barnes has that goal. Speaking of Burnley, Nathan Teller, Saints man on loan there, is absolutely flying. We could do with him back right now, to be honest. More scores around the doors. No one, again, in League 1 and League 2, apart from Morecambe, have a goal. Some awful games. If we go back to James, still covering the Norwich-Birmingham game, what else has happened?
Yeah, well, it's just wanted to talk about that goal that just came in. I didn't really get to describe it, but it was a really good strike by Max Collin. It was just on the edge of the area, and it was a beautiful goal. I just thought I'd describe it for you. Obviously 2-1 still. It's really open now, Finn. So who knows who will end up with the 3 points? Perhaps they might be shared. 2-1 Norwich.
Still 2-1 to the Canaries. And we've got an update from Jack, who's at Dorking, Torquay. I hope I've got that right. Jackie there?
Hello, Ben. Yes. Wow, what a start to the second half. Torquay have had a bit of a range of emotions so far. So 30 seconds into the second half, Tom Lapsley got the ball from the centre circle and drove forward for about 30 yards. Made a 1-2 with Toe Fashanu, and they chipped the keeper from 6 yards out to get the visitors in front. Then about a couple of minutes later, Kieran Evans really tipped the game on its head and got sent off with a second yellow card. So it's all to play for in Surrey. 2-1 to the visitors.
Absolutely love non-league football. You can just any decision that doesn't go their way, it just all immediately kicks off. All the fans are going absolutely crazy. It doesn't get much better than that. That goal for Torquay was from Lapsil. I believe that's how you say his name. Lapsley. I've just been corrected. Dagenham and Redbridge is also 2-0 up against Aldershot, and Oldham have equalised against Gateshead. Sutton has that goal scored in the 55th minute. We have another update from Reese, who's at Salisbury Highworth. Reese, what have you got for me?
I've actually got 2 goals for you, Finn, in quick succession before I could even report on the first one. Salisbury have scored 2 and made it 4-0 in 55 minutes of play. The first one from Suki Lee, a brilliant free kick, just maybe an inch away from the penalty box, and it nestled into the top left corner with a finesse that sent the keeper the wrong way. The second one from Lucas Tomlinson, 1-on-1, smashed it into the bottom right corner, and it's 4 for Salisbury. I think there's going to be more.
What a game that's turning out to be. Salisbury absolutely flying. Thank you very much, Reese, for that. We've also got an update from Barnaby, who's at the Liberty Stadium, Swansea Stoke. Barnaby, you there? What have you got for me?
Yeah, second half has kicked off. We're 56 minutes into the second 45. There was a bit of an injury concern for Stoke City as Tyrese Campbell went down. The stretcher came out, looked like it was needed, but wasn't. However, eventually Tyrese Campbell did go off for Sam Johnson. Still 2-1 here.
Still 2-1 in that game. Still half-time around the grounds. We have an update from Plymouth Cheltenham. I can only assume that game's back underway. Ryan, what have you got for me?
Not actually an update. I just reminded me of something from 45 minutes ago. I would like to mock your pronunciation of Truro City and calling it Trocity, and that's about it.
Just I'm not too caught up on on lower league football. I'm sure I will be soon though, with the way Saints are heading. I've got more updates from the National League since the other games are all on halt. Barnet are drawing 2-2 with Altrincham. This is going to be an absolute disaster. Chesterfield are 1-0 down still to Wealdstone. That's 50 minutes in. Dagenham and Redbridge are 2-0 up against Aldershot. Dorking, obviously, we just got coverage from our 2-1 down to Torquay United. Halifax are 1-0 down to Solihull Moors. I believe I pronounced that right. Gateshead are level with Oldham. Is 1-1. 54 minutes gone as well. Maidenhead are 1-0 up to Yeovil Town. Maidstone are 1-0 down to Eastleigh still. Notts County are 2-0 up against Southend. Woking are beating Bromley 2-0. Wrexham are beating Scunthorpe 1-0, and York City and Bournemouth are still level 1-0. If we go back to James is covering the Norwich-Birmingham game. What have you got for me?
Yeah, just half a chance for Birmingham. They're slowly trying to get back into it. Hannibal actually started the attack, but it was just a poor last ball and easily claimed by the Norwich keeper Gunn. But yeah, Birmingham very much in this now. 2-1 Norwich still.
We've also got an update from Sam, who's at Hamble Brockenhurst. Sam, what have you got for me?
Hamble have just scored about 12 minutes into the second half. It's been an absolutely fantastic second half. Absolutely flying tackles everywhere. A lot of fine taps FA will be happy to get. There's a fantastic free kick into the box and an absolute thumping header at the back post. 2-1 Hamble.
Thank you very much for that, Sam. Hamble taking the lead. If we go to you, Tom, if you're ready to give us just a half-time preview on what's happened at Anfield in that first half. I mean, what a game. Can you try and condense it down and simplify it for us?
Well, I think the crowd got behind Liverpool and it showed. They started a stronger team, 2 goals in 15 minutes. I think they probably took themselves by surprise. And then Real Madrid grew back into the game. They had more of the ball once that second goal had gone in. They were passing it around the back a bit more and then found the space for the first. And obviously the second, Liverpool's second was a keeper mistake and Real Madrid's second was Alisson's mistake. So probably both teams feeling they got away with the mistakes because the game's still a draw. So not much really, apart from being a really good game. The Anfield crowd started to get back up towards half time. We're just encouraging the team a bit on more. So second half will be underway shortly.
Thank you very much. We have another update from Evan, I believe, at Farnborough Weymouth. Tell me I've got that right. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, thank you. It seems Weymouth have just had a player stretchered off. It looks like a serious injury. He could be missing the rest of the season, maybe. It's forced them to make their 4th substitution of the game as they keep several attackers to try and get themselves back into the game. So far, it's been very open. They're really fighting to see if they can make a comeback here.
Thank you very much, Evan. We have another update from Norwich, Birmingham. James, what have you got for me?
Another chance from Birmingham to Heath Chong, and another, ex-United player. He just had a chance outside the edge of the box. Just Birmingham just chipping away, just trying to get what they can get. But it's definitely a closer game now, so it's still 2-1 Norwich here.
Those who know Heath Chong not from FIFA are real football fans. The only way I know him, absolute gem on career mode. If we quickly look through the other scores, currently we have a goal. Stockport are 2-0 up against Rochdale. Rotherham are 2-0 up against Sunderland. I believe I'm just checking, is the Plymouth game back underway? The Plymouth game is back underway, so in that case we will come to you. Ryan, what have you got for us?
Yeah, so it's back underway here. There have been no subs for either team at half-time. I will point out that we're going on about star strikers. The man known as Hot Dog Ryan Hardy is still on the bench, top goal scorer for Plymouth. I expect he'll come on later in the game, but no changes so far. Still 0-0.
Thank you very much. We also have another update from Evan at Farnborough Weymouth. There must be a goal or something. What's happened?
Yep, you're all right. Just to add insult to injury to Weymouth, Farnborough have made it 3-0. They're really going to put the game to bed now because Weymouth look down and out.
Thank you very much for that. If we quickly go back to Frankfurt Napoli, I believe that game's kicked off again. Callum, what have you got for me? What's happened so far?
Well, not much really. Not much really. It's Napoli just holding the ball again. They're just dictating the play from the back. But Frankfurt look a bit lifeless at the moment because they're in their back 5. They've gone to a 3 in midfield and then got the 2 up top now. But they really need to find a way back in this game. Sorry.
It's all right. If we now go back to Tom, Liverpool Real Madrid has kicked off again the second half. Who's come out the stronger side, or has anyone actually kicked a ball at all?
About a minute into the second half here under the lights at Anfield, and Joe Gomez has just given a free kick away on the far left of the box, just almost on the byline there, just outside, just going for a 50-50 with Vinicius Junior. Got round Trent, and they were both running towards the ball, himself and Gomez, and they both got there at the same time. Gomez has just put his foot through, so Modric is just going to take his free kick now, left hand of the box. Salah stands in the wall by himself. I can see Rudiger in the middle. He seems to be the only one close enough to the goal, Antonio Rudiger. Modric is just going to take this free kick now. Bit of pushing and shoving going inside the box between Fabinho and Rudiger. Modric crosses the ball now. And it's a goal. Great header. Eder Militao completely unmarked in the middle of the box. Great ball from Modric. And the current holders find themselves 3-2 up.
Nightmare for Liverpool. 2-0 up now, 3-2 down. But I can tell you, in a more important game, there's been another goal. Plymouth Cheltenham. Ryan, what's happened? You should be. I wouldn't be surprised if you're absolutely gutted.
Yeah, it's a great day for us in the studio, as you can tell. We're missing our starting goalkeeper, and our reserve goalkeeper has passed it to them from 12 yards out. And Alfie May has come in and scored for his 11th goal of the year. 1-0 Cheltenham.
After missing all those chances, it looks like that's come back to bite them. If we go to Josh quickly, Josh is at Maidenhead Yeovil. Got that right 3 times in a row now. Josh, what have you got for me?
Well, as a reward for getting it 3 times right in a row, I can bring you a goal. Maidenhead have doubled their lead. It's created entirely by the run down the left wing by Idris Oluteo. He sells 2 Yeovil defenders an absolute dream as he cut inside into the box. His low ball across the 6-yard box was found by Reece Smith, no other, who fired home and straight past the goalkeeper and into the bottom right corner. Currently, Maidenhead 2, Yeovil 0 in the 65th minute.
Thank you very much for that. I've just seen the Liverpool goal, and that is awful defending for those who aren't watching the game. We have updates from all around the grounds. They're all popping up now. I will go to Reese first. Reese is at Salisbury Highworth. Reese, what have you got for me?
Thank you, Finn. It's a goal, but it hasn't gone the way that you thought. He had that goal from Highworth Town. It was Esri Edinburgh who managed to get a scrappy header past the keeper, Binfield. Very much still in Salisbury's control, but the party hasn't started just yet. We'll see if Highworth can do anything out of comeback, but it's going to be 4, Highworth Town 1.
Apologies about the connection there. So nothing we can do on our end. But, we will now go to Sam. Sam is covering Handball Brockenhurst. I'm getting these all right now. Sam, what have you got for me, mate?
It's now 3-1 to Handball. It's been absolute dominance from Handball. Brockenhurst have barely even been in their own half, barely been in the second half, to be honest. It was a cracking goal. Another ball win from a counter-attack to back post for Handball's number 9. 3-1 Handball.
3-1 to Handball. We have another update from Carrow Road. James, what can you tell me what's happening in the Norwich-Birmingham game?
So I've been giving you updates of Birmingham getting back into it, but Norwich have actually just had a goal cleared off the line by defender Kevin Long for Birmingham. Really good clearance. Ida just poked it into McLean. McLean poked it past John Ruddy. It should have been a goal, but Kevin Long was there, and it remains 2-1 at Carrow Road.
2-1 still to the Canaries. I just want to now, I was going to nip to Tom, but I want to come to Callum now after seeing that reaction. What's just happened at Frankfurt Napoli?
Oh, Napoli should be 2-0 up. This game should probably be done because I don't see Frankfurt getting much at Napoli. But it's Lozano again. This man is controlling this right hand side. He's unbelievable at the moment. He shoots at the keeper, saved it, and parries out to Osman, and he just gets his feet muddled up. I thought it was a certain goal. I thought it would have been another Osman goal, but turns out not. Still 1-0.
Let's now go to the Papa John's Trophy semi-final. We have an update from Plymouth Cheltenham. Ryan, what have you got for me?
Yeah, so their star striker and top goal scorer Alfie Mage has been booked for a horrible challenge, but the main talking point so far is it is 8 shots to Plymouth and 2 for Cheltenham. So Plymouth fans are going to hate to see it.
Absolutely horrid. As a Saints fan, I sympathise. I completely and utterly sympathise. I just want to quickly go to Tom. I've watched that goal back. The marking is absolutely horrendous. Just try and describe how Eder Militao has been allowed to just run towards the ball with nobody around him and only Darwin Núñez stood in front of him to try and block it with his knee. What on earth has happened there?
Well, I praised Núñez in the first half for his defensive efforts, but I don't know if it was his man to mark or not, but I just don't think anyone in Merseyside can really believe what's gone on. Liverpool in the first 15-20 minutes, or as Modric just puts a cross in there, the first 15-20 minutes just looked like prime Liverpool. passing it around, pressing well. Obviously, they got the 2 goals. They might have been lucky to get 1, but it was still the pressing from Salah that, if he wasn't there, they wouldn't have got it. But just this second half, and they just don't look like they know what they're doing now. I think they're passing it around the back like they normally do. I think Vinicius Junior is causing Trent Alexander-Arnold a few problems. But yeah, that goal, it's just hard. It's hard because the free kick is in such a dangerous position on the left of the box, and you've got to make sure you mark someone there. But yeah, Liverpool trying to get some control of this game and find another one. At least they can take it to Spain with a draw. Hopefully, it's probably the best for both teams. Still 3-2 Real Madrid.
We have an update from Dorking, Torquay. We've got Jack on the line. Jack, what have you got for me?
Wow, people rarely say that lightning strikes twice, but here in Surrey it has tonight. Jimmy Mullett from the right wing substitute has come on for Dorking. He's teed up Harry Ottaway twice with 2 great headers past Mark Helmstead in the Torquay goal, and he's flipped this game on its head to make it 3-2 to the home side. Exactly what Mark White needs to try and get his first win of 2023. Absolute cracker in Surrey. 3-2 Dorking Wanderers.
Thank you very much for that. We do have an update in the Frankfurt game, but I'm going to quickly nip to Tom first at Anfield. Have Liverpool had any chances to get back into the game?
Well, I think they should have a penalty. Shooting towards the cop end now. Ball played in from, I think it was Trent, played a lovely ball in. It just bounced a bit high for Nunes, but as he's gone up to get it, Carvajal's then kind of just stuck an arm out and almost pushed him in the back. I think Nunes has not gone down too easily, but I think it's a pen. It might have been a soft pen, but I think it's a pen. The cop went ballistic behind him, but nothing given from the ref. Still 3-2 Real Madrid, 53 minutes gone.
I have that update for you now on the Frankfurt-Napoli game. Well, I don't. Callum has it, but I'm going to give you to him. Callum, what has happened? Who's been sent off?
We bigged him up before the game with 29 goals and assists with Kolo Moang. He's absolutely killed someone. No. Call the police, please, because unbelievable. He's Zango Mgisa, former Fulham midfielder, comes in, he wins the ball, and he has just stamped on his ankle there. Yeah, it's disgusting. Yeah, and he's injured as well, so he's going off injured as well. So
we've got updates from all around the grounds. We're going to have to quickly come to Barnaby. Barnaby is obviously at the Swansea-Stoke game. Barnaby, what have you got for me? What's happening?
Yeah, it's Swansea in all the possession so far in this game, but doing nothing with it. Manager Russell Martin has just made a sub, Liam Walsh making way for Joe Allen. Swansea have a corner just now. Bear with me, I'll see what happens with this one.
Thank you very much for that. We're going to also quickly nip to James, Norwich, Birmingham. James, quickly tell me what's going on there.
Yeah, nothing really too important. Just Norwich's first change of the evening. Onel Hernandez comes off for Tzolis. Before that, Birmingham just had half a chance through substitute Lukas Jukovic, who fired over the bar. But Birmingham's still trying to get into this one. 2-1 Norwich still.
I believe we have a goal at Anfield. Liverpool, Real Madrid. Tom, what's happened? Who's it for?
Well, Real Madrid showing their class again. I thought the initial build-up play, I thought there was an offside in there. Linesman didn't flag for it. But Rodrigo's done a 1-2. Benzema's done a 1-2 with Rodrigo, and Rodrigo's laid it back. Benzema's shot it straight at Joe Gomez, and it's just taking it away. Alisson's obviously dived to save it. They're just checking the offside, but he's on. I think he's on. Gomez again playing him on sides. So Gomez at fault for the third goal for Real Madrid and at fault for the fourth goal, it looks like. But nothing Alisson could have done there. I suppose Liverpool's only saving grace is they might have a bit more quality off the bench, likes of Jota and Firmino, Harvey Elliott maybe as attacking options. But 4-2 Real Madrid.
Liverpool having an absolute nightmare. 2 goals up and now just conceded 4. They're 2 goals down. Now we're going to nip to home park and we're going to go to Ryan. Ryan, what's happening?
So originally I was just going to talk about the 3-0 subs coming on for Plymouth to overtake the game. We have star player Hardy coming on for Ennis, Gillespie coming on for Galloway and Callum Wright coming on for Miller. But there's been something more important to happen, with Argyle have had a 4th penalty challenge that has been waved away. I'm not trying to accuse the referee of anything. We'll just go back to you.
We also have updates from around the grounds. Evan is there. We have Evan on the line. He's at Farnborough Weymouth, I believe. Evan, what have you got for me? I believe we've just lost him, so we will scrap that. Reese, we're coming to you. Reese is at Salisbury Highway. Reese, what have you got?
I've got yet another goal for you, Finn. It's a 5-1 now to Salisbury. A very good goal from Devon Arnold for his second of the evening, just smashing it past the keeper from around the penalty spot. I mean, it's been brilliant from Salisbury. I know they've conceded one, but they've been pretty much flawless tonight. And they're more than likely guaranteed now to go on to host League Two Swindon Town in the next round.
Thank you very much. I believe we have Evan back after losing him. And by the looks of things, Luke's back from the toilet. Evan is at Farnborough Weymouth. Evan, what have you got for me?
Yeah, sorry about that a moment ago. But Weymouth are down to 10 men because of the injury and they're all out of subs. But they have got one goal back. It's 3-1 after a screamer from Cisse. A 25-yard wonder strike has put them back in the game. They're pushing late, so we'll see if they can get back into the game.
Thank you very much for that. I am just going to quickly nip back to Frankfurt Napoli. Callum, what have you got for me? How's that game going on?
It's just not Napoli now. They're just controlling the ball. They're showing their skills. To be honest, showing that they're just a better side than Frankfurt. I think the red card might have killed off this leg. But if Frankfurt can maybe keep it to one goal, I think they could maybe have a slim chance at when they go to Naples.
We have another update from Home Park, Plymouth, Cheltenham. Ryan's covering that game. Ryan, what have you got for me?
Yeah, so we talked earlier about Argyle's keeper being injured currently, but it looks like the only keeper they've played this season, Luke Southwood, who's been immensal in this game, has got a thigh injury, so that's their star keeper potentially going off. And I don't think they've got anyone that's that experienced at all to bring on.
Thank you very much for that. We have another update as well from Jack at Dorking Torquay. Jackie, there, can you hear me?
Hi, how you doing? Yes. Jimmy Murray for Dorking Wanderers is causing all sorts of havoc for Torquay United so far. Us coming on as a sub. It was a 4v3 counter-attack as Torquay are really going for it, being a goal down and a man down. And he's absolutely blazed a shot at Mark Helsted, and it swerved through the air. The Torquay shot stopper got a hand to it and tipped over the bar, just waiting for the corner. But he's causing real havoc and trying to get the points for Dorking Wanderers in this crucial fixture. 3-2 Dorking still.
Thank you very much, Jack. We have another update. I'll send you over to James, who's watching the game going on at Carrow Road. James, what's the update in this game?
Yeah, just a couple more substitutions, one each actually for each side. Gary Gardner comes on for Birmingham for Alfie Chang, and Gian Lewis comes off for Sorensen for Norwich as well. Still a tense game, and points are still up for grabs in this one. 2-1 Norwich.
Thank you very much for that. We are going to again nip over to Anfield. We'll go to you, Tom. Have Liverpool shown any signs of getting back into this game, or is it still all Real Madrid?
No, is the honest answer. They haven't. There was a check for a possible penalty for Liverpool. Handball from Carvajal, but his hand was down by his side and he was a bit too close. But Nunes just won the ball here. I think Liverpool need to change something if it's in attack or in midfield. They just seem to be getting passed around. Yeah, something needs to change for Liverpool. But Benzema's been played through. He's won. I just don't think Liverpool can believe the position they find themselves in after finding themselves 2-0 up. But yeah, 4-2 Real Madrid, just over an hour gone.
You can tell by his voice that he's a Liverpool fan. We have so many updates going on right now. I'm going to go one by one. I mean, Callum, I'm going to come to you first. I'm excited to hear from Ryan. But Callum, what's happened at Frankfurt Napoli?
I think that could be the tie over now. I think, Napoli have got their second. Their captain's got it now, Giovanni Di Lorenzo. Assist from the right winger from Georgia. But it was liquid football. Dinked into the back post, a little back heel, and then Di Lorenzo taps it into the bottom left-hand corner.
There we go. Now, I'm really excited to find out what's going on in this game. Plymouth, Cheltenham, Ryan, we all heard your reaction. It's all going mental. What is happening at Home Park?
It's 1-1, and we mentioned 10 minutes ago about star player Ryan Hardy coming on, and he has scored potentially goal of the season. About 12 yards out, he's looped it and curled it and chipped it over the goalkeeper into the top right goal corner. It's 1-1, and back in it.
Plymouth back in that game finally. One of their strikers puts it away. I've actually met Ryan Hardy before. There's a fun fact. We've got Sam on the line now. Sam's at Hamble Brockenhurst. I think I've got that right. Sam, what have you got for me?
It's 4-1 Hamble. I think they're absolutely running away with this game. Another counter attack. Hamble have been absolutely relentless in the second half. It could honestly be 6 or 7-1 to be honest. And Hamble just continue to dominate. Brockenhurst looking a bit flat. 4-1 Hamble.
Thank you very much, Sam, for that. We have another update from Anfield. Tom, what's going on?
Well, last time you came to me, I said Liverpool need to change something. Oh, Rudiger shoots there. I said Liverpool need to change something, and they are. Gapco and Nunez are coming off for Jota and Firmino. Hopefully they can bring a new kind of bit of a spark to Liverpool. I think they've gone a bit flat, a bit dead, especially after conceding the third goal. I think they're still in shock, to be honest. But getting a bit more of the ball, Liverpool. Salah's not been involved in much, and I think Liverpool also showing the effects of not having Konate. Gomez seems to be quite struggling now, covering that Real Madrid's left-hand side with Trent and Vinicius Junior. 4-2, 63 minutes gone.
And I am going to take you now to someone we haven't heard from in a while. Norwich Birmingham. James, what's going on in that game? Anything?
Birmingham just still trying to get something from it. They've got a dangerous attack now through Hannibal. But Norwich, back to Norwich, safe possession now. Birmingham just trying everything they can to get back in it, just to get a point, because they definitely take that here away at Carrow Road. But no real big chances yet. So yeah, still 2-1 Norwich.
Still 2-1 to Norwich at Carrow Road. We have no current updates from any of the lads out watching the non-league football, but I can tell you that Gatenhead have taken the lead against Oldham. If there's any Gatenhead or Oldham fans out there, I am gonna quickly now go back to the Plymouth game. Obviously Ryan Hardy just equalised, but have Plymouth showed any intent of taking the lead in this game, or how have they started?
Well, they're all over Cheltenham now. Saying that, it's had a shot, but it was easy catch. We just had a free kick, James Ward-Prowse style, from Ryan Hardy as well. Turns out he's not as good as Ward-Prowse, and it dribbled along the floor.
Thank you very much for that. No one's good as Ward-Prowse. We have an update again from Anfield, I believe. Tom, what's just happened?
Well, Liverpool getting right back into this game. I think the substitutions of Jota seems to be finding himself in more space, and Firmino doing what Firmino does, getting back and winning the ball. But corner to Liverpool there just came out. Henderson miscontrolled it. It fell to the 18-year-old Spanish midfielder by Tetic, and he just had a shot, and he just tried to, on his right foot, he curled it out, and it looked like it was coming back in, but I think he was just a bit too close to the goal, and it didn't curl back in enough, and went about 2 yards wide of the post. Still 4-2, but Liverpool getting back into this game.
Yeah, Liverpool looking like they are trying to get back into this game with, relying on an 18-year-old, a lot, but he seems like a talented player. Further updates from around the grounds. I don't believe any more goals have been scored. We do have Josh ready to give us an update on Maidenhead Yeovil, and we'll give that to you as soon as we possibly can. We have another goal which we will go to first. Tom, what's happened?
Liverpool have just been absolutely carved open by Madrid there. I don't know who it was that lost the ball in the middle of the park, but then they just suddenly find themselves a 3-on-2 with Gomez and Van Dijk, and it was Vinicius, Modric and Benzema, and Modric just passes it out left to Vinicius, who just both defenders just seem to move over to Vinicius and leave Benzema free in the middle. Benzema takes a touch, Alisson dives because he thinks Benzema's going to shoot, fakes dummies that Benzema and just finishes it into an empty net almost, and it's just gone dead silent in Anfield, apart from the Madrid fans. 5-2 now to Real Madrid.
5-2 to Real Madrid. Liverpool getting absolutely smacked. Well, we will come back to you, Tom, in a bit to talk about that. But for now, we have to nip to Josh, who's at Maidenhead, Yeovil, not Farnborough Weymouth. Josh, what have you got for me?
Well, it's not quite 5-2 here, but Maidenhead were thinking how on earth it isn't. The Yeovil keeper, Grant Smith, has pulled out an absolute blinder in the second half to keep his side in it. 2 great saves recently in the last 10 minutes or so. It's just somehow clawed the ball off the line both times, once from a free kick, and another from a low shot from just outside the box. With just under 10 minutes remaining, it is still 2-0 to Maidenhead, but it could easily be more.
Thank you very much for that update, Josh. Yeah, I mean, for now, I want to come back to you, Tom, quickly. As a Liverpool fan, seeing this, try to give me your most unbiased look on what is going on at Liverpool. I understand that, obviously, you've had injuries to Van Dijk recently, but now you've got him back, and I know Joe Gomez is probably an exception because he's had an awful season, but where do Liverpool go from here? Because the Champions League final last year was extremely close, could have gone either way, and this is just an absolute mauling at arguably Liverpool's advantage being at Anfield. Just talk to me about the game.
Well, like I said earlier, the first 20 minutes was just prime Liverpool. It's what they used to be, and like I said, passing it around, pressing, and all that. And Real Madrid got back into it, but you didn't think the game could have gone either way. And I suppose it has. It's gone Madrid's way. But Liverpool, as soon as the third goal went in for Madrid, Liverpool just didn't know what to do. Now they're panicking. You can see they're trying to find something. But Real Madrid can settle down because they've got they're 3 goals ahead now. And I bet when they went 2-0 down, they never would have thought. No one would have predicted this scoreline. But fans don't look too pleased. Klopp doesn't look too pleased. Something needs to happen. They need to get at least 1 or 2 back and try and take. As Firmino just wins a header there, but straight into the hands of Courtois from the corner. Yeah, they just need to get maybe 1 or 2 more, Liverpool, and try and not concede any more, and they can just try and do something at the Bernabeu in a couple of weeks' time. But 70 minutes gone, 5-2 Real Madrid.
Thank you very much for that. We will now nip over to Carrow Road. James, we haven't heard from you for a while. What's been going on? What's been going on down in, or up in, should I say, Norwich?
Yeah, Birmingham doing everything they can to get back into it. They've just made another sub. They brought off Tahith Chong, brought on Jordan James. Norwich have actually made a sub as well. They've brought off Kieran Dowell for Omad Diele. Excuse my pronunciation for that. A few fans would be surprised to not see Marquinhos, the Arsenal loanee, feature yet. I think Norwich could have really done with a bit of energy this second half, but still 2-1 into the final 5 minutes here, including stoppages. Still up for play. 2-1.
I think Callum's pronunciations of the Napoli players was a lot worse. I think he'll be all right. We'll go to Plymouth again. Ryan, what's going on at Home Park?
Just had an attack cut out for Cheltenham there, but the most unfortunate bit of news there is Alfie May has had a shot in a very rather unpleasant area. So can we all have hopes and prayers for him, please?
I think we can all guess where that ball's ended up. So we wish him the best of the luck. There have been no more updates, I believe, in terms of the non-league games. We haven't had any anyway. I am going to quickly nip to Callum. Callum, Frankfurt, Napoli. Any updates? Hang on, let me just quickly check. It's still 2-0 Napoli. Does it look dead and buried? Look like Frankfurt have got anything left?
Pretty much. Frankfurt has just had 2 shots, but not troubling the Napoli keeper. But it looks all home for Napoli at the moment. Really, it's been quite comfortable in this second half, especially since their second Napoli goal.
We also have a quick update from Jack, who's at Dorking, Torquay. Jack, what have you got for me?
Hello, yes. So it's about 5 minutes of normal time to go. Dorking has sounded firm, but Torquay free kick. Dorking clear it. But yeah, it's been Dorking really. Obviously, Torquay down to 10 men. It's been hard for them to get anything going, but Dorking had the better of the chances since we last came to you. And it looks like they're going to hold on for a vital win at the bottom of the National League table.
Thank you very much for that update. If we again quickly go back to Tom, I can imagine you're not enjoying this very much, but can you tell us a bit about the game? Does it look like that's it? There's no chance for Liverpool whatsoever?
Yeah, Real Madrid are in cruise control now. Liverpool just making 2 more subs. Matip coming on for Gomez and Milner coming on, who I don't know who's coming on for yet, but James Milner's coming on. Yeah, Real Madrid Liverpool just don't look up for it now. I think they're in the field deflated and look shocked, and they're trying things, but they're not really working. They're not causing any problems or anything with Madrid, and Madrid can just happily keep the ball. Milner coming on for Henderson. 5-2, 72 minutes gone.
Thank you very much for that. As we now go back to Carrow Road, Norwich, chasing the playoffs. Does it look like they've picked up and secured a win, James? What have you got for me?
Well, I wouldn't say that's too yet, because we're into stoppage time, but the ref's given a minimum of 6 minutes. There's going to be a lot of pressure piling on for Norwich now to try and hold on to these 3 points. Birmingham obviously going to do everything they can in this last 5 minutes. But yeah, still 2-1 as it remains.
Birmingham, obviously, you could say struggling. To grab a point at Carrow Road would be absolutely huge for them. I have more updates on some of the other games. Eastleigh are leading Maidstone 2-1. Millwall have equalised against Burnley. Bradshaw's got that goal. As now we're going to quickly pop back to Home Park. Ryan, what have you got for me? What's going on at Plymouth?
So there's a free kick in dangerous position here, and it's looking like the best chance has been for 10 minutes here. Got the centre back standing over it to whip it in weirdly. Eventually. TikTok ref. Oh, there's been a disruption in the wall. I would bring it back to me.
We'll bring it back to you if anything comes out of it. We've got Sam on the line. Sam's covering the Hamble-Brockenhurst game. Sam, what have you got for me?
Yeah, we're just into the last 5 minutes here of the game. Just like for most of the game, Hamble have been absolutely dominant. Like I said, this game could have been 6 or 7-1. They've had some absolute corker chances, some one-on-ones that have been missed, some balls hit over the fence. But I think this is looking like Hamble will go through to the semi-final of the Southampton Senior Cup.
Thank you very much for that, Sam. We've also got Barnaby on the line. He's obviously at the Liberty Stadium watching Swansea Stoke. Barnaby, what have you got for me? What's the update?
Yeah, we're into 5 minutes of added time here. A couple of substitutions made by both sides, and the ones for Swansea have not been very influential at all. 15,000 in attendance tonight, and they're starting to leave now. Few chances in the last few minutes as well for Swansea, with Olivia and Chan having the best of the bunch, but it was straight at the keeper.
Thank you very much for that. We are going to quickly go back to Frankfurt, Napoli. 78 minutes gone there. Callum, what... Has anything changed in that game, or did Napoli look good too? I'm going to quickly intervene. We have a goal. The goal is at Carrow Road. I could almost not get my words out. Who scored it? Is it Birmingham? Is it Norwich?
It's Norwich. They've surely wrapped up all 3 points now. Birmingham comes so close, but in the end, it's Norwich that have got the decisive goal. It looks like Norwich should see this out now. 3-1 Norwich.
That game looks settled and finished. Norwich look to be looking after the 3 points. If we now go back to you, Callum, before we were interrupted, does this game look finished, or does it look like Frankfurt have anything left in it?
Well, they've probably brought off the best player in the game, and that's not Osman. It's having Lozano. He's created everything from minute one, really. But it looks quite comfortable because Napoli have held the ball for about 10 minutes straight now. So
We also have an update. I believe it's a goal. Barnaby's at the Swansea Stoke game. What have you got for me?
Yeah, it's 3-1 Stoke, game set and match here. Goal from Lewis Baker. Corner for Swansea, quick counter attack, 1-on-1. Lewis Baker, simple finish past Andy Fisher. Swansea fans, not many left in the stadium now.
We apologise for the audio on that. I'm not sure what that was, but if you could make that out, there was a Stoke goal. The score in that game is 3-1 to Stoke. They are going to be taking home all 3 points from the Liberty Stadium. We'll go to you again, Tom. I mean, this game looks finished. Have Liverpool showed anything at all?
No, not at all. Salah, since his goal, really has not seen much of the ball. Milner just put a cross in about 2 minutes ago to find Jota, but Jota's just missed control. Just found a Real Madrid player, and they've kept the ball. Courtois' mistake doesn't really look like much, like it's going to affect the game anymore now. But if Liverpool could just get one back and just go down 2 to the Bernabeu, at least they can do something. We've seen greater comebacks from them in recent years, but yeah, just look a bit flat. They're just trying to do things, but Real Madrid in complete control of this game. Still 5-2, 78 minutes gone.
Thank you very much for that. We have an update, a few updates, but we're going to go to Home Park first. Ryan, what's going on in the Plymouth game?
Chance? Header? No, never mind. Well, we thought he wasn't Ward-Prowse, he nearly was, but Ryan Hardy misses the free kick again, so we move on.
And we also have an update from Norwich Birmingham again. This game seemed to get more interesting as time's gone on. James, what do you have for me? What's happened?
Yeah, full time here now at Carrow Road. Norwich did wrap up all 3 points thanks to Christian Tzolis's late, I wouldn't say winner, but it was the decisive goal. Birmingham could have easily got an equaliser in there. But yeah, it's Norwich who have got all 3 points, and now they are tied with 6th place Sunderland as they are losing 2-1 to Rotherham. So yeah, Norwich City collect all 3 points there at Carrow Road.
The coverage for that game. So we also have updates from around the grounds as the game seemed to wrap up slowly. We have Evan, who's at Farnborough, Weymouth. Evan, is it full time there? What's happened?
Yeah, full time here. Farnborough wrap up a 3-1 lead. It was pretty comfortable the whole time, with a bit of late pressure from Weymouth. That win pushes them up the table a little bit. They've got games in hand to see if they can keep pushing toward the playoff spots. Ollie Robinson ended with man of the match with a goal from centre back and a great defensive display. They look forward to their next home match against Braintree, who just sit a few positions above them.
Thank you very much. That's the coverage for that game finished as well. Game's starting to wrap up now. Obviously, the games that kicked off later, the Champions League ties still have around 10 minutes. We have another wrap up from one of our lads out and about. Barnaby's at Stoke, Swansea, I believe. That has just finished. Barnaby, you there?
Yeah, it's full time here. 3-1 Stoke. Poor performance in the end from the Swans, and the Potters will go away with the 3 points. Worth noting at the end that there were arguably more boos from the Swansea fans than cheers from the Stoke fans.
Thank you very much for that. 83 minutes gone. Eintracht Frankfurt, Napoli, 78 with Liverpool and Real Madrid. I believe we do have an update. We're going to go to Plymouth, Cheltenham. I'm not sure how if they draw, does it go to penalties? Can you give us an update on that?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say that we just scored a 3rd goal and it's been ruled out due to offside again. So that's lovely. But I believe it goes to extra time and then penalties. But I could be wrong there. It could just be pens. I'm not entirely sure.
And we have an update from Sam. Sam is at Hamble Brockenhurst. Sam, what have you got for me?
It's full time here at the Abbey. It's 4-1 to Handball FC. Absolute dominant performance from them. Brock and Nurse just in the second half were just not there. Handball on every single ball, pressing the whole game, and I think they're deserved winners.
So full time there as well. Thank you very much for that. Game starting to wrap up slowly as we move closer to the end of all of the games, as Frankfurt, Napoli are into the last 5 minutes plus additional time. So with that being said, Callum, is the game pretty much finished? Is that pretty much it?
Oh, I think you can tell by the sub Napoli just made. Osman has gone off, so I think they're quite happy with the 2-0 scoreline, and I think they'll take that to Napoli in a few weeks, and they'll be keep focusing on the league form, but they are 15 points clear, so they look in really good form at the moment, and maybe they can even have a little run in the Champions League.
Absolutely flying Napoli. Tom, we're going to come to you again. Maybe for the last time, because I don't want to keep upsetting you, but just try and describe to me what is going on. What is happening at Anfield?
I just think it's a continuous error of defensive mistakes from Liverpool, as Nacho's just running forward now. Real Madrid bought on Dani Ceballos for Rodrigo, and Nacho's just gone in, he's been tripped, but no penalty. Alisson picks it up. Yeah, now the Liverpool players are getting desperate. They're trying, everyone wants to be the guy to try and score the goal. Trent was just bombing forward, just needs to make a pass, but tried to take 2 on. Firmino's not really done much, seen much of the ball, nor has Jota. Jota's moved out to the left-hand side, and he just needs to be man-marked by Carvajal, but no. Stefan Bajatic has probably been Liverpool's best player throughout the game. He's given the ball away quite a few times, but defensively he's been great. He's been all over the pitch. But 5-2, 7 minutes left.
We've also got another update from Jack. Jack's following Dorking Torquay. I can only imagine it's full time. Jack, what have you got for me?
Hello. So it's full time here. Sorry. Dorking Wanderers 3, Torquay United 2. What a match that was. End to end. It started a bit cagey. James McShane put the host in front, and then Torquay scored 1 on the stroke of half time. Then just after half time to get Gary Johnson's side in front 3-2. Then super subs Jimmy Mullett and Harry Ottaway combined twice to get the home side in front 3-2. Gary Johnson will be bitterly disappointed not to have got anything from this game, but Mark White gets his first league win of 2023, and this could be a vital point in their season, try and get them out of the relegation zone and stay in the National League.
Thank you very much for that, Jack. We're going to quickly go to Plymouth Cheltenham before we go to Josh. Ryan, what can you tell us about that game?
Yeah, so 3 minutes from the 90th minute mark, I have just been informed that there is, in fact, when it gets to 90 minutes, it's just straight to penalties, no extra time. So we could be nearing our shootout soon enough.
Straight to penalties, that'll be interesting. Definitely interesting of fair events. We're going to go to you, Josh. Josh is currently at Maidenhead versus Yeovil. I don't know why I keep almost getting that wrong. Josh, is it full time?
It is, and it is 3 well-deserved points for the home side here. Eventual 2-0 winners thanks to Sam Barrett's first half header. Then 20 minutes after the restart, Reece Smith fired into the bottom right corner to secure all 3 points. It is a deserved victory for the home side, who put a little bit more breathing room between them and the bottom 4. Yeovil, however, will start to wonder how they are going to pick up points. Other than a clip of a crossbar in around the 50th minute mark, which was more fortune than skill of any kind, they looked kind of second best in all aspects of the pitch. So a deserved victory for Maidenhead, and they will take this on going into the business end of the season.
Thank you very much for that. So games are certainly starting to wrap up now. All the championship games have finished. All the League 1 and 2 games have also finished. I'll just run you through them quickly. Blackburn have beaten Blackpool 1-0. Millwall and Burnley have drawn 1-1. Norwich, obviously, that James was covering, have beaten Birmingham City 3-1. Rotherham have beaten Sunderland 2-1. And Stoke have beaten Swansea 3-1. In League 1, Fleetwood beat Cambridge 1-0. Morecambe beat Port Vale 1-0. Grimsby and Harrogate Town, as well as Walsall and Crewe Alexandra, were both goalless. Hartlepool lost 1-0 to Newport County, and Stockport County beat Rochdale 2-1. So they're all the scores on the doors in the English Football League. 90 minutes on the clock at Frankfurt. Napoli still lead by 2-0, and Real Madrid still lead by 5-2 at Anfield. If we come to you again, change that. We're going to go to Ryan quickly as the game edges further towards the full-time whistle. Does it look like it's going to be penalties?
It does. It's 71% possession for Plymouth so far this game, and 29% for Cheltenham, as they're about to get a chance here. It's a 90th minute corner for Cheltenham. Not too sure how much time they've got up in the clock, but I'd have a guess about 5 minutes. It does look like penalties though.
Could be penalties on the way in arguably the most anticipated game of the evening. We have no more further updates as far as I'm aware on the games that we sent our lads out to, but I am going to quickly nip to Tom again. 86 minutes on the clock. Is this it? Is that it? Liverpool? Do they look like they're down and out? Because the second leg at the Bernabeu, you would have thought this would give Liverpool an advantage playing the first leg at Anfield to get a good win under the belt, but clearly not.
Yeah, game over now, Finn. I think Liverpool will struggle to go to the Bernabeu and try and get 4 without conceding, even though they conceded 5 tonight. Harvey Elliott's just in the box here, just wins a throw. A couple of substitutions. Harvey Elliott came on for Stefan Bajetic, who got a standing ovation from the Anfield crowd. A couple of Real Madrid substitutes, Dani Ceballos and Asensio. Ooh, Firmino just losing the ball there. Asensio came on for Benzema and Modric, I think it was. Yeah, so still 5-2, 2 minutes left plus added time, but game over, and Real Madrid are in pole position.
Things are ramping up over in Plymouth. We want to hear from you again, please, Ryan. What is going on at Home Park?
Plymouth are pushing for the late winner. Sam Cosgrove, who came on just 8 minutes ago, rattles it against the post from 20 yards ago out on his weak foot, and it's still 1-1. 5 minutes to go.
Plymouth knocking on the door. That will be, a brilliant penalty shootout to watch. As I check the other scores, nope, they all remain the same. Full time everywhere, apart from the 3 games that we're covering. It looks like Napoli have won that game. Callum, would you say that's it? Napoli have taken the. I was about to say the 3 points, but obviously the win into the next leg.
Yeah, it's pretty much done now. If anything, they look like they're going to get a third. Oh, they're through here, and it's a good save from Trapp again. But Napoli have a good thing going at the moment. But I think they won't be playing Ndombele anytime soon, because all I do is see him walking around. So
had that criticism at Spurs. I remember Ndombele before he went back to Lyon. It looks like Liverpool as well have sort of maybe given up with the idea that getting anything back in this game would be worthwhile. Still not in pole position in the Premier League to be playing even European football next year. We do have an update from Reese. I believe Reese is covering the Salisbury Highworth game. I can only assume it's full time. Reese, what's happened?
It is full time, yes. A massive result for Salisbury as they scored 5 past Highworth Town. I mean, an expected result, of course, since they are a couple of tiers below Highworth, and Salisbury are in the Southern Premier South Division. But still, a really good performance, really dominant from Salisbury. 2 or maybe even 3 goals, the season candidates, a really nice brace from Suji Lee, who scored a great free kick from the edge of the box as well. I think it's a game that, although there weren't many fans in the stadium, it's one they would have loved. And they punch a ticket now to face Swindon Town. That's right, League 2 Swindon Town in the next round of the Wiltshire Premier Shield. So a big fixture coming up for them. You can only assume they're going to carry this momentum into the semi-final.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Reece. So that's the coverage for Salisbury Highworth. I believe it's full time at Frankfurt. Callum, Napoli 2-0. 2-0 victory for them. What more can you tell me about it? How the players reacting? Just give me an idea of what it looks like in Frankfurt.
Well, the Napoli fans look absolutely buzzing with that result. I think they couldn't ask for anything more. 2-0, and obviously the Frankfurt, their best player got sent off, so he's out of the next leg. So Napoli will be pretty pleased with that, and it was pretty comfortable in the end. But I do think Frankfurt, if the red card didn't happen, I think there was still a game going on, because I still think it was back and forth. But the red card killed the game off, really, pretty much.
Yeah, Frankfurt losing Randall Koulibaly for the next game. We're going to quickly go back to Tom, as the game looks like it's about to hit full time at Anfield. I want to hear from your biased point of view as a Liverpool fan now. Just try and give me an idea as to what Jurgen Klopp's going to say to his players at full time after that.
Well, I just think as soon as the Alisson mistake, it was just like a whole different Liverpool team around on the pitch. There was just no willingness to score the defence was, not there. The gaps in midfield. There you go. So the referee's just blown for full time. But you never walk alone with still being blasted around the stadium by the Liverpool fans. They're not too disheartened. But Real Madrid are a good team. They're the champions of the world for a reason. But Liverpool got a lot of work to do in a couple of weeks if they want to turn this around and keep their European dreams alive.
There you go. So every single game apart from Plymouth-Cheltenham has finished. So there's only one man I'm going to put back on air. Ryan, it looks like it's going to penalties. Is there anything left in this game, or should we expect the players to be taking their efforts from 12 yards out?
The players look tired, but we've still got 10 seconds left on the clock. Plymouth have the ball, and Cheltenham on a counter. With 5 seconds left on the clock, it's one-on-one defenders. He's lobbed it from... Oh, my God. He's nearly scored from 50 yards out, but it's gone over the bar. So we're going right to penalties, I guess.
To penalties we go. We'll obviously keep you updated on that in due course.
Until we get kicked out.
Yeah, until we get kicked out, that's all we've got. So I will just run through the scores to fill time if you weren't already aware. Napoli have beaten Eintracht Frankfurt 2-0, and Real Madrid have beaten Liverpool by 5-2. It is full time, I can confirm, at home park. So we will be getting penalties very soon. We obviously just need to wait for the players to regroup and to work out who's taking when. I'll just run through the scores again just to fill time, to be honest. Blackburn have beaten Blackpool 1-0. Millwall drew Burnley. Norwich have beaten Birmingham 3-1. Rotherham have beaten Sunderland 2-1, and Stoke have beaten Swansea 3-1. We got Dave. We got Dave on the mic. Dave, what have you got for me?
Well, we've had big games from around Europe today in the Champions League, but I just need to update everyone on the game in the Hampshire Cup, which happened in North Hampshire tonight. The Premier League side Bournemouth travelled to Tadley, which probably no one has ever heard of before. It's a little tiny village/town just north of Basingstoke, and they held them to a 0-0 draw, which meant it went to penalties. Now, I've just been adding up all the penalties here. 3, 6, 9, 10 penalties taken. Both sides scored the first 3. Both sides missed the next one. Both sides scored the next 2. Both sides missed the next 2. Tadley scored. Bournemouth scored. Tadley missed. Bournemouth scored. So AFC Bournemouth are through to the next round of the Hampshire Senior Cup. And just to give a little promotion for the Solent Sports News crew, we're actually live streaming the Hampshire Cup final in May as well. So join us for that, hopefully, if you can, in May.
It's a shame. We would have liked Bournemouth to get knocked out, or I would anyway as a Saints fan. So we'll go again quickly. But Ryan, how's it looking? Are the players getting ready to step up? What's going on at home park?
It looks like right now we've got motivational circles going on that all hyping up each other's players. I don't know how either sets of supporters are going to feel here, because obviously earlier the Cheltenham goalkeeper took a bit of a knock and he's been on a bit of a tilt ever since then. And obviously Argyle's main keeper's not on the side, so it looks like an injured keeper versus a non-first team regular.
We will obviously go back to when those penalties take place. So I ran through the championship scores. I'll go through League 1 and League 2 now. Fleetwood beat Cambridge 1-0. Morecambe beat Port Vale 1-0. Grimsby drew 0-0 with Harrogate Town. Hartlepool lost 1-0 to Newport. Rochdale lost 2-1 to Stockport. Can get that out for a second. Stockport County, and Walsall drew 0-0 with Crewe Alexander. In terms of the Plymouth-Cheltenham game that's still going, penalties are on the way. I can confirm. Who's taking first? Give us an idea of what end they're shooting in. Who's taking first?
So it looks like we're actually going to be shooting in the away end, near the away fans for this shootout. So they'll be thankful at least. I want to bring and it's going to be Ryan Hardy up first.
Here we go.
The fans might remember last time he took a penalty live on TV was in the 120th minute against Chelsea last season, to which he missed. So, sort of grabs here, boys.
You're getting all the pressure here. This is a Plymouth fan watching this penalty shootout, by the way, so it doesn't really get much better than this. We'll stick you on air while this goes on, so you have live updates.
Okay, well, it is in fact Plymouth up first against Luke Southwood in goal for Cheltenham. We're getting ready to take the first penalty now. Yeah, running up to take his second shot of the game, actually, Ryan Hardy. This poke counting the free kicks. Nicknamed Hot Dog by the Plymouth faithful. As he runs up. Whistle blown. Slowly but surely, he goes. Top, down the middle, top of the goal. 1-0 Plymouth. I would feel so much more confident if Michael Cooper was in that, but apparently not. I guess it's time that Callum Burton can discover himself as a club legend, especially considering he will be playing in the Papa John's Trophy final, considering Cooper's out for the rest of the year. And Cheltenham step up here is number 8 on the ball. I believe that is Liam Sercombe coming up, the veteran. Steps up. Bottom left, tidy penalty, no chance for Burton. 4 penalties left to go before sudden death, 1-1. And stepping up next for the Pilgrims, who is it we've got? It is Sam Cosgrove, currently on loan from Birmingham. This season he's registered 30 games and 12 goals. Weirdly also 6 yellows, which you don't see often from a striker. But the man nicknamed Fridge steps up. It's a jammy one, but the keeper parries it in. Looked like it aimed it to his injured side there. So it's 2-1 Plymouth. And it should have been saved by the keeper. Plymouth coming out lucky there.
Is it issue the winners go to Wembley?
Yep, winners go Wembley. Up next for Cheltenham, number 7. Steps up. And the Argyle's keeper should have saved it this time. It's 2-2 from Brown.
When I do the outro, should I say we're live next week or are we not?
In a few weeks' time.
In a few weeks.
And stepping up for Plymouth now. This isn't the usual taker for the Pilgrims. It is Finn Azaz on loan from Aston Villa. He was recently out for a couple of months for injury, but a player showing class nonetheless. 24 goals, 7 24 games, 7 goals for this season. On loan, steps up. Starters, and he's hit the post. He's hit the post after stuttering. And it's a miss for Plymouth. Cheltenham up next. Oh. I say send them back to Aston Villa. You know what, lad? This is a pizza trophy. No one cares, right? It's fine. And it's Cheltenham start here, and of course, it's former Argyle player Ryan Broom stepping up to take the third penalty. He was on loan last season, was one of our star players. He steps up. He misses! It's a save from Burton! I knew you always loved Argyle. What a player. Alright, 2 penalties left for each side. It's 2-2. You would have thought they were bringing on some better penalty takers both sides there, but Cheltenham have made 1 sub all game, and that's it. And stepping up now for the Pilgrims, we have got crossbarring in from Macaulay Gillespie, the centre back. He smashed against crossbar. I'm sure that was all talent, no luck at all.
So am I speaking first quietly and then that plays and then that's it? Yeah. Right.
So what you're saying, lad, sounds like a Solent trip to Wembley once Argyle win this game?
Yeah, we'll go with you.
Yeah.
And stepping up now for the 4th penalty for Cheltenham. They need to score to equalise it. Come on, Burton. Club legend. He doesn't look confident stepping up. Number 23. Starters. It's a save from Burton! If Argyle score the next penalty, the pressure penalty, they are through to the final against either Accrington or Bolton, and that game takes place tomorrow. Who is stepping up for the decisive penalty? No pressure here, lads, okay? I don't think I've seen him win a penalty shootout in my life. And stepping up for the final penalty, I would be able to see if it wasn't the referee covering him. Here we go, stepping up. He looks nervous. Number 4. He's at the crossbar. Houghton, he's hit the crossbar. Burton, you can save them here.
So what, if keeper saves it, you
Keeper saves it, but still go through.
Could be here for a while, lads.
Yeah, this is gone.
If it goes in, sudden death.
Oh, right.
Who is stepping up for Cheltenham for the pressure penalty? I can't believe how one's missed. Oh, it's Stevie May, the top goal scorer, taking the pressure pen. You'd back him to score this every time here. We could be going sudden death. And he steps up. Spits on the floor for good luck. Steps. Keeper saves it! Argyle through! Club legend Burton.
There you go. Plymouth Argyle through to Wembley, through to the Papa John's Trophy final. Thanks for joining us at Solent Sport Radio and being patient with any difficulties. We'll be back next month or so. Cheers again and goodbye.